I think I missed the gap to start when the music died down because I was like drinking water. So, welcome back to Paranormasight, the Mermaid's Curse. Today is the third time we're playing this game, and admittedly we are still not very far in because there's a lot to read. But things have been going... Oh, wow. I didn't think saving on the Mockingbird's page would reload me literally onto the Mockingbird's page. I thought it would reload me here onto the time chart. Let's zoom out there so everybody's names can be seen. Alright, so last time we finally continued the game past the diving segment, and we learned of this like system where you can do like recollections and check back on like things that happened in the past or in other points in time of the game. And the first thing we checked out was that Yuza wants to find a mermaid because he suspects his mother might have been a mermaid and she might have been the one who saved him from the incident 5 years ago. And then that also linked us to another one with Sato, who is one of our friends. Well, extension of a friend because we're friends with Tsukasa. And Tsukasa is close with Sato. Anyways, on their side, Tsukasa wants to confess to her crush. I forgot his name, but I know who he is. He's the son of like the chief of that place. So she wants to confess to him, and she was confiding in Sato. So that was the most lighthearted part so far, because then we went into Yumiko, who is seems to be working with the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, and we are like investigating curses around the area. And we have found skeletal remains that have been clean cut. We have found corpses that look like mermaids, and we might have found Yuza's mother, who might be unfortunately dead now. But with that, that's as much as we did last time. For a quick recap, today we're going back into Yuza's POV after a long detour. We still have one more flashback here. It looks like it's not serving as a recollection. There's no like clouds like this. So it's Memories of Last Summer. I'm gonna do that first before we go here, because it looks like Cursed is the continuation of the story, and this looks like a... Memories of Last Summer looks like a short, like, detour, and it might give us a bit more context about, I don't know, maybe their friendship? Let's see. Memories of Last Summer. The promised day arrives. After their usual morning dive, the group of 4 meet at the dock. Let's see. So August 8, 1980-something, afternoon. Hey, Azami, Yuza, over here! Wow, full diving gear. Good timing, I just got back too. Well, Tsukasa, how'd it go? Not too shabby if I say so myself. Check this out, 2 whole scallops! Seriously, Tsukasa? You don't got bragging rights for picking up 2 measly scallops. I sure do! This was hard work, you should be praising me. Say, Yuza, how many scallops did you get on your first dive again? Oh, 100? Wait, is that actually mine? Wait. Wait. Is that actually mine? Is it actually? Diving, underwater gathering... I got 2 whole scallops. You should praise me. How much did you get? 173. Oh god. Like you completely mocked her, bruh. No way. Are you kidding me? Guess there's a good reason they call you the patron saint of diving. Ah, dang it. Now my cover's blown. That'll teach me to snag every scallop I see. Anyway, Tsukasa, don't let this get you down. You'll improve over time. Yeah, not everyone can get 173 scallops in their first dive. I love how they use your actual statistic, because that genuinely took me off guard. It sounded like he just pulled out a random number. You would have thought he'd go like, yeah, like 5, 10, nah, 173. Man, I've been diving way longer than you, but you're somehow better than me already. Some people are just born to be amadivers. If you ask me, all that matters is everyone made it back safe and sound. Okay, so it seems like this is continuing. It's not a flashback. Maybe they'll reference something. True, you always know the best thing to say, Sato. But for the record, I would have preferred a bigger haul of scallops. Then we could have had a feast. You mean to say 173 plus 2, so like 175 if we count hers, it's not enough? How much scallop can you eat? Guess I should have seen that coming. So, what's the plan for today? Remember, Tsukasa, it's up to you. Right, we promise we do whatever you wanted today. You name it, we'll make it happen. Now that's more like it. Let's see. First of all, I want all of us to go for a swim in the sea. Oh, sounds great. Can't even remember the last time we did something like that just for fun. Right? I just want us to forget work and just enjoy the sparkling sea for a change. I even bought a new swimsuit for this. You got one picked out, right? Too, right, Sato? Sure do. Oh, it's our beach episode. Light-hearted beach episode, question mark? Then after that, when it gets dark, let's set off some fireworks. Ooh, fireworks. And then, let's have barbecue on the beach and cook up everything we caught today. Sounds like a plan. Just leave it to us. Everyone ready? Let's do this. I was gonna say, why do we have different diving suits? Then I realized underneath, like, the vest thing that Yuza has, he's wearing the exact same diving suit, so I didn't say it anymore. Ah, there's a shark and it's coming this way. Better watch out, Azami. That was a close one, Azami. What the heck? I'm a good swimmer, but there's no way I'm good enough to outswim a shark. It's okay, I'll keep it pinned down. Just get out of here while you can. Oh, it's a floaty shark. I was gonna be horrified if they meant a real one. And here, take this fin as something to remember me by. Keep it with you always. Sorry, Yuza, I don't actually dig shark fins that much. Ugh, my heart. Look at the sea. It's like there are diamonds floating on the surface. Wow, it's like we have no care in the world. It's not like we're cursed and like all dying to curses and stuff. It really sparkles, huh? Sure is pretty. Aw, that shark's pretty cool. Oh, she's thinking this. I should have picked a shark instead of a life buoy. But he's having such a blast. I can't bring myself to ask for a ride on it. Hello, Chi. Hello, Epoch. Welcome, welcome. Hey, you came just in time for the beach episode. You missed the fucking generational, like the one thing I have to say, generational, guys. Look at this. It's like kind of looking paranormal. Guys, generational. Guys, look at this, look at this. Well, Tsukasa, how'd it go? Look, she got 2 whole scallops, and then it's like, that's 2 measly scallops. How much did you get in your first dive, Yuza? 173? I'm so embarrassed for it. Absolute cinema. True. That's actually how many scallops I got diving, by the way. So I was the one who made her get mogged that hard. 173 scallops, bruh. 1 grilled squid coming right up. Yeah, it's just a beach episode. I don't think much has happened yet. Ah, don't throw it. It's piping hot. You're getting squid juice everywhere. Let's see how you like it. Catch the— oh, 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 that's hot. You did that to yourself. It's kind of nice to have this beach episode. I don't know if this links to anything. Like, does this link to the timeline where we all died at nighttime? Or— because it's branched out on the story chart. But it's kind of nice to have it because, wow, it's a glimpse of everybody being happy. As like a bit of a detour after everybody has been dying and sad. Or stressed. Hey, check out this huge sea snail Tsukasa got. It's massive. That's right, I may be a rookie when it comes to scallops, but I got a haul of sea snails to make up for it. Are you sure? Are you sure? Wait. I mean, I have 162. Hey, Yuza, how many did you catch again? So eat up, Azami. I have as many as you want. Hey, can I borrow that lighter? Sure. Want some squid too? Oh, so I can just grill it directly? Yeah, it's Kamishima specialty, firework-style squid. Wait, what? You're actually doing it. Ah, the juice is going everywhere, it burns. Why would you grill with fireworks? Oops, sorry, my hand slipped. There it is, the famous Yuza one-man show. And then we all died. Oh, yeah, it was just like a little beach episode, huh? What's this? Is this my mockingbirds? Yeah, that's my mockingbirds. Okay, so now we're back onto the actual story. The residents of Kamishima are extremely against Yuza becoming an ama diver. Yuza believes that the hidden secrets behind his deceased mother, Mariminakuchi, is the reason for this, and also is the key to finding the mermaid. He begins a full-scale search. This is probably gonna be a long node, huh? True. If there's any time to ask about your mom, it's now. I think we should see what the old man Wakamura and Tsuyu have to say about all this too. Oh, so it directly picked up after we came back. Got you. Yeah, assuming Gran agrees to talk about it anyway. I see this time we didn't end up running into, like, was it Chie? The lady who was getting mad at us for diving. Yeah, we didn't run into Chie this time, I guess because we took longer to come back. So we're at the jetty, and that's a lot of places to go, by the way. What if I go there and there's like no person icon? Does that mean I just don't do anything? I just look around? Seems like there's a bit of a commotion over there. Maybe they know something about the rumors. Wanna ask? That'd be great, thanks. Hi, Riker! Oh, pudding hat. I grabbed that in a sec. What's up? Did something happen? And if it isn't Azami, I don't know if you've heard, but 15 minutes later, the tea took that long to spill. Okay, let me grab the pudding hat before we start on their 15-minute story. There you go. Okay, welcome back. Man, once they get started, they never stop talking. Anyway, nothing about your mom, I'm afraid, but they did have some interesting things to say. Interesting things? You want the normal news first or the worrying news? The worrying news. Okay then. There are reports that 2 ama divers have gone missing. Apparently both cases were around the Ijika town on the mainland. Oh, and one of them might be your mother. Oh, were they diving accidents or something? I guess so. It seems it's still under investigation though. Wait, this might be the 2 who get mummified mermaid corpses. Aw, the sea hasn't been that rough lately. I guess it's a dangerous job, so you never know what might happen. Still, 2 ama divers going missing one after another is pretty unusual, so it does make you wonder. It wasn't that long ago that there was talk of human bones being found in the sea near Toba, you know. Yeah, I remember that too. We did that context at least. Isn't that also near Ijika? Maybe. This is why Chie was going on about bad omens. Yeah, it's definitely worrying news. And the normal news? We got a bunch of tourists visiting right now as usual. But what's really got people talking are there are 2 foreigners among them today. I wonder if the little girl sorcerer is there. Lunalight, was that her name? Oh, really? I heard the Issei Grand Shrine sees a lot of foreign visitors, but it's unusual for them to come in the outlying lands like this. What's more, I've heard they've been going around asking a bunch of questions. And get this. Apparently, they said they come here looking for mermaids. Mermaids? Curious, right? Yeah, right when we were looking into them too. Same timing. And that's not all. For some reason, they were asking about your mom, Mariminakuchi, too. What? But why would foreign visitors be asking about my mom? Seems like the people think they're pretty shady. I was told not to go near them and everything. No, I definitely want to hear what they have to say. I wonder where they are now. Probably still in Kamishima at least. The question is where. I guess if we see 2 Westerners around, we'll know who they are, eh? Apparently one of them is an older man and a young girl. I'm sure we'll know them when we see them. Hope we find them. Maybe if I keep pressing random locations, we'll run into them. Okay, that's all the info we're gonna get around here. Let's try going somewhere else. Alright, nothing on Chuo Street. I assume that also means that there's no... Not the story chart! There's no Mockingbird in Chuo Street, I guess. Any, like, new ones with, like, a... No, they don't have any hints right now. Okay. Town clock. I'll go to everything without, like, a person icon first, and then let's see. Oh, hey, it's Shotaro, the crush. Hey there, you two. Just the men I wanted to see. You wouldn't happen to have seen Sato around, would you? Is she missing, or are you just looking for her? No, I haven't seen her today. She was supposed to meet with me today, but never showed. She didn't show? Something happened? Oh, I'm sure it was just one of my old man's ridiculous requests earlier. Honestly, I don't know what he's thinking. Still, he's been acting really off lately. I can't believe he'd say something like that. What'd he say? Is something wrong? Oh, pardon me. It's nothing for you two to be worrying about. By the way, Yuza, I heard you become an AMA diver? Yeah, I was told to stop. I'm currently on extended, if not permanent leave. Don't let it get to you. I, for one, think you should go for it. Thanks, Shotaro. You're a pretty cool guy. I imagine everyone's been using your mother as an excuse of how she brought bad luck to the island or some such. Wow, that's exactly it. You know why everyone keeps saying Yuza's mom was a bad omen, Shotaro? Yeah. What was it again? Something about her being the Raging Waves curse bearer. What? Is that true? If she is the Raging Waves curse bearer, then that means she really did. No. Let's not jump to conclusions. But if she actually is, then that disaster 5 years ago really is her fault. But it could have always been something else. It can't be, right? Why would she kill her own husband and like all those friends and like family friends and stuff? What? The Raging Waves? Raging Waves curse bearer. Raging Waves is, well, exactly what you think it means. And the curse bearer is the power to call forth the calamity of the sea. My old man was going on about it earlier, but it's probably just some superstitious nonsense. Don't pay it any mind. Okay, so you don't believe it. I was wondering why he would just casually say it. But I should really get going. Let me know if you see Sato, okay? See you later. I'm pretty curious about what Shotaro said. Yeah, the Raging Waves curse bearer, huh? Did people really see my mom that way? Maybe we should ask Mr. Wakamura what he knows. It's worth a shot, at least. Anyway, let's keep moving. Oh look, I can go back to Chuo Street. But what for? Nothing would happen, right? I've already been here. Oh, does it loop? We're not gonna get any more info here, try somewhere. Okay. I can go back to the jetty. Is anything changed there? Since when I left? Oh, yeah. Looks like Kikuko's back. Wanna try talking to her again? Yeah, let's give it a shot. Hiya. What now? I've had my fill of shady rumors for the day, okay? If you want to talk, let's just talk about something fun instead. Something fun. Got any ideas, Yuza? How was your haul? How's your diver rank? How about this? Boxes working as an AMA diver underwater, gathering tips, foreign visitors, missing AMA divers, and conversation. I guess I could say everything, right? Foreign visitors. Have you seen 2 foreign tourists that were supposed to be visiting today? Oh, wait a sec. A foreign tourist? Here? Today? No way, but what did they look like? Did they have blonde hair? Were they cool? Not sure. We don't know much about it. Yeah, we haven't seen them ourselves. Guess you haven't seen them either, though. Yeah, they didn't come this way. Hey, now, you two better not be thinking about following them all around to Gob. You don't want them to think we're unsophisticated louts out here, do you? Oh, weren't you just asking whether they were cool or not? I don't know what you're talking about. But if you see them, come and tell me, right? Right? Okay, we will. It'll loop, right? Man, I sure hope I run into those foreigners before they leave. She's not even trying to hide what she really thinks anymore. No. Okay, there's the check mark. Boxes. About those boxes we helped you with just now. What was the delivery? Was that the delivery everyone was expecting? Yep, the latest Kamishima merch, hot off the presses. Thought so. What do we have this time? Yeah, you want to know? More t-shirts? I mean, like, his t-shirt is kind of fire. The turtle. I bet Azami's been keen to find out. He's always been wearing that t-shirt. Sure am. Gotta show the world how much I love Kamishima. Tourists seem to love that shirt too. You wearing it all the time should make for great advertising. Anyway, the latest addition to our souvenir lineup is this. What is that? A hand mirror? A bingo! A specially made hand mirror with a Kameshimaru design on the back. They're turtle. What do you think? It's great! Why did you go with another hand mirror, though? Well, I don't like that background music. Mirrors are a pretty prominent symbol of protection for sailors. Comes from the hope that the sea will be as smooth as glass, I guess. There are even regions where mirrors are used as offerings to the sea god. Oh, that's cool. With all these people living on the island and surrounded by the sea, I can see why mirrors are seen as symbols of good fortune here. I guess that makes sense, yeah, and it is practical, like she said just now. Small enough to fit in your pocket, it's cute and practical. Oh, you really thought of everything, huh? I've actually been handing these out to ama divers around the island since yesterday. I told them it was a charm and that they should hold on to it for good luck. Oh, so everyone has one? It's kinda nice. Another way to bring us all together. You're an ama diver now too, Yuza. Why don't you take one? But I don't know if it's okay to count you as a diver given what happened earlier. Ama divers have been going missing and you've been handing these out? But then again, they're on the mainland, right? So it's probably not directly the cause or related? I'm not sure, let's see. Like it really matters. We've got plenty, so you should take one too. No, thanks. Sorry for the trouble. I don't trust the hand mirror being given to me. It's no big deal. I don't want you to feel left out or anything. I guess that means Azami's getting one as well. Here you go. Wow, really? I'm always down for more Kameshimaru merch. Sure. Keep it safe and sound in your pocket. Maybe it'll keep you safe too, or maybe it will get me targeted. Everyone else is happy to get theirs too. Even your grandma seems to like it. Yuza said she'll be able to use it from now on. Really? Glad to hear it. Yeah, but what if that was actually what was going to target me? Kameshimaru. Oh yeah, there's something I've been wondering for a while. Yeah? Were you the one who came up with the idea for Kameshimaru, Kikuko? Nope, can't take credit for that one. Oh, right, forgot you didn't know, Yuza. Know what? At one point, the local youth organization was trying to come up with souvenirs for tourists. Tsukasa stepped up and suggested creating a mascot character for Kamishima. She even drew the design for it. Mascot characters are all the rage nowadays, you know. There are even mascots for the World Expo and the Japan Games. Oh, I see. So Tsukasa drew this? I only heard about it after the fact too. Didn't know she was so good at drawing. Yeah, it's cute. It's not just cute. Not just a cute little turtle. The unique look on its face makes a big impression. Yeah, old guys here didn't seem too sure about it at first though. But thanks to Azami's fervent endorsement, it ended up making the cut. I just didn't want Tsukasa's design to go to waste, you know? She put a lot of effort into it. I think it's a great mascot too, for what it's worth. How interesting. Glad I asked. Oh, I got a file for it. Kameshimaru. Mascot character created for Kamishima as part of the local youth organization's attempts to boost the island's economy and strengthen the community. The design for the project was envisioned by Tsukasa, a local high school student. As a symbol of Kamishima, it can be seen on a wide variety of merchandise sold in shops on the island, including keychains, flags, and hand towels. A surprising number of tourists have found themselves charmed by the turtle character's peculiar sleepy expression, enough so that its merchandise is often in short supply. You're right, it does look kind of sleepy. Yeah, his eyes are like... Cute. Bunch of Kameshimaru merch now, keypads, keychains, notepads, you name it. If you want any, just let me know. I want all of them. Working as an ama diver. Did you go diving as well today, Kikuko? Me too, Kameshimaru. It just looks kind of tired. Or like, it kind of looks like he's squinting a little bit because like the top and bottom eyelids are the ones that are closed and he's like... Oh, you mean the whole thing about how we're supposed to stay out of the sea? No one I know is paying attention to that. I took a boat out into the bay from the northern shore, but didn't end up with much to show for it. Northern Sea, huh? Did anyone go with you? No, I went by myself. Why do you ask? No particular reason, just taking notes for later. You see, you're really serious about becoming an ama diver, huh? Ah yes, ama diver Greg. Be a shame if you couldn't become one with all that enthusiasm. I'd love to help, but the timing's really not the best right now. It's okay. Any information you can give me is help enough. Sorry, I'll help out when things have died down, okay? That's okay. You don't need to help me. I'm already a rank 99 ama diver, FYI. On my first dive, I obtained 173 scallops and tons of abalone. I'm sure it was in the 200s. Wait. It's okay. You don't have to pressure yourself, girl. My first dive was like 268 abalones. I don't know if you could top that. How much practice did you manage to get in today? Enough to be able to do most things comfortably, I think. Comfortably? More than comfortably. You own the diving scene, bro. For sure. I can tell you improved a lot just from the way you carry yourself. You must have a real talent for diving if you're able to improve that much in one day. Ah, it's pretty impressive you could tell that just by looking at him. He's not the same diver he was like 5 hours ago. Hey, I thought of a way I can show my support. If you manage to get a high score of 2,000 points in one diving session, I'll give you a special prize. Yeah, give me a special prize. I have 5,000. Isn't that great, Yuza? What was your high start today again? Let's see. I think it was 5,832 points. Dude, every time we reference my first dive, it looks so crazy. Her face! Wow, you really did it. I sure did. She's in shock. She's like, on your first dive? Weakest New World citizen. That's amazing, Yuza. I guess you've earned yourself a prize. So here you go. A rare bird sticker I found while diving the other day. Oh, I just get it for free. Thank you for the mockingbird. Which one is he? Number 5. Albatross boss. Oh, no, he's even an albatross. This is big news. It's big news, Morgans. You lucky dog. Didn't think you'd get a new mockingbird sticker so soon. It looks like a rare one, too. Oh, really? Nice. Yuza, just go like, huh? Really? You think so? Cool. Once you become a proper amateur diver, I'll tell you all the good diving spots I know. Okay. Underwater gathering tips. It's not like you can tell me much tips at this point, right? Unless you have something for getting the star for the Issei lobster. That's the only thing I never got to do. You know what we have to view after this. What do you mean? Any tips from diving? Hey now. It's basically asking me to give away company secrets for free. Oh no, I didn't mean anything like that. Just the basics would be helpful. The basics, huh? How about this then? Sometimes your foot can get caught in the rocks while you're swimming. Oh, I know that part. You should always stay aware of your surroundings. Ah, the theater. Yeah, so we can check the updated chart. Ah, so being too focused on your catch can get you in trouble. That makes sense. If you swim hard enough, you should be able to free yourself. So don't panic too much if it happens, okay? Thanks. I'll be careful if I'm ever allowed to go diving again, that is. Yeah, I mean, like... diving tips at this point in the game. Do we have to read the whole thing? Okay. Perfect harvest. May occasionally occur. The higher your diver rank, the more likely it is. Earn stars in the gathering log. Each catch has individual variations. The lowest and the highest amount of points you have achieved for each catch will also be recorded. Once you get the highest and lowest possible, a star will appear. Dangers of the sea. There's no telling what lurks in the depths. Keep swimming to free yourself if you get stuck. Awesome. Okay, what else does she say? That's all I've got for now. Ah, no problem. You don't really need to tell me much tips. It's okay, Kikuko. I'm good. Missing Ama divers. This is more serious. I left it for the last two because she wanted a more chill conversation. So I guess it's okay to bring it up now? Have you heard of the 2 Ama divers from mainland who went missing? Enjoying Rogue Trader? That's good! Of course I have. They evidently disappeared one right after another. Guess it's a reminder of how dangerous the sea can be. Hearing news like this is always pretty sobering. You think they were just accidents? Well, some of the other divers think it's a sign something bad's going to happen. But you should probably keep quiet about this, Yuza. If you start bringing it up, people will get suspicious. That's probably true, yeah. I mean, yeah, we're the one who, like, people say are cursed, so let's not just start talking about that. Personally, though, I think they were probably just unfortunate accidents. No, I don't think so! I did the other POV. That was not an unfortunate accident. That was a curse. Not to alarm you. I hope they're both found safe and sound. Not to alarm you, they're dead. Oh, was that all? I'll be getting back to work then. Okay, so that's everything in Chuo Street, Town Clock, and the Jetty. Let's go for the Torii, and then maybe we'll do Gran first before we go to the Wakamura residence. I mean, Sato being missing seems like an immediate next link for us to do. Also, he's the guy who keeps talking about curses and stuff, right? So it might be a heavier conversation or a longer conversation. Oh, wait, there's Sato. Thought she was missing. Alright, never mind. Too bad if you don't know anything about 40k. That's okay. Give you a prize to reach 2,000 points. She didn't know. What happened, Tsukasa? Tsukasa? Sato? What's going on? Well... I'm sorry, I can't explain right now. Tsukasa, come on. We're drawing too much attention here. Why is she crying? Did she get rejected? Okay. Hey! What's that all about? Something is definitely up with them. Yeah, they practically ran off when they saw us. Tsukasa was crying. What the hell could have happened? She could have gotten rejected, probably, or something happened to her love letter. I'm not sure. I'm worried too, but Sato said she can't explain right now. I'm sure that means they'll tell us what's up later. True. We shouldn't drill them if they're not ready to talk about it. Still... I get the feeling we probably shouldn't tell Shotaro we saw Sato here. True. Yeah, let's keep this to ourselves until we learn a bit more. Yeah, true. If she actually did get rejected, having him come after them is not the greatest idea. Hi, Gran! Welcome back, Yuza. And Azami's here, too. Thanks for having me. You two went out diving today, didn't you? How'd you know? How'd it go? Did you get a decent haul? Yeah, just a small amount of, like, 600 stuff. I don't know. Gran, about that. I was all set to enjoy the next stage of my life as an ama diver, but I found myself on forced leave on the very day of my grand debut. My goodness, did something happen? Oh my, Chie and the others said all that? If I were you, I wouldn't pay them any mind. You're not breaking any rules, are you? You sure it's okay? I mean, maybe I'm just taking too much from the ocean. Have we seen my haul? No point fretting over pointless details is what I always say. Has a Pinoy comics feel? I can kind of see what you mean by that. And hi, Siku. Welcome here. Hope you're having a great night. Tsuyu Minakuchi. We finally have a note on our Gran. I guess we haven't actually properly seen her before. Just like a quick moment in the prologue opening scene. So yeah, 63 years old. She's not that old actually. Yuza Minakuchi's paternal grandmother, former ama diver born in the Taisho period. She's relaxed, broad-minded in nature. Tendency is not to concern herself with the finer details, often makes those around her uneasy. Although retired due to health issues, she was one of the best ama divers on Kamishima, especially in her younger days when she had a fierce rivalry with Chie Toyama. She was also known as Chie the Mermaid. Isn't Chie only like rank 67 though? Damn. But I mean, yeah, they're close in age. Chie's like 59, right? Yeah. Later years saw them reconcile, where they could often be seen talking and laughing together at a diver's hut, grilling their catches. She lost her husband in a war when her son Tosuke Minakuchi was 3 years old. Oh, that's rough. 3 years old is still like an infant or something. So she basically raised him on her own. Working as an ama diver. Must have underestimated how deep tensions ran. Never imagined they'd still be that hostile towards her. I thought things would have calmed down by now. For sure. Sorry, Yuza. It's okay, Gran. Not being allowed to dive isn't the end of the world or anything. Yeah, there's still a lot to uncover on land. Me just chilling, kinda look at the dance colors, might check on your model after known current. Oh, okay. Don't worry if it's about the face tracking, that's probably my webcam. Thank you. Just drop a message, it's all good. But are you sure there isn't a reason no one wants to talk about Mom? Like no specific incident at all? They just don't like her because she was an outsider? No reason I can think of, I guess. I'd like to get to the bottom of things if possible. It's going to affect my life there if I don't. I'd like to clear Mom's name too. The body tracking said, oh, okay, sure. If you don't mind me saying, It does seem pretty weird that people would be this upset about Yuza coming back to Kamishima. You sure it's not some kind of particular reason they don't like the thought of him going out diving? Well, no reason I can think of. I'm starting to think or wonder if she's avoiding this topic. It seems like she keeps saying the exact same line. This is what she said last time too. The exact same answer as before. Yeah, same. She's determined to pretend she doesn't know. Okay, yeah, and she's even avoiding eye contact. Gran, I know you've always been reluctant to talk about Mom, but I'm not a child anymore. Isn't it about time you told me the truth? Please? I can do about Mom. Let's do working as an ama diver first to finish it. How did your dive at the bay go? Maybe a week or two I'll DM you? Hope you're available. Yeah, no problem. Just go ahead. I'll answer as soon as I can. The dive went perfectly. You may know me only as your grandson Yuza, but in truth, I'm a living legend, Kamishima's patron saint of diving. Yeah, you sure tell him. Well, now that does sound impressive. I was going to leave it at that, but you're serious, aren't you? You've improved by leaps and bounds since I last saw you. I like how everybody's commenting on it. If I was to put in the numbers, you'd be ranked 99. Yeah, you don't say. You could tell all that just by looking at me? Your grand's been around the ama diving block, you know. There's nothing more I can teach you. You'll make a fine ama diver, Yuza. Thanks, Gran. I'll do you proud as your successor. But I've been forbidden from diving for now, so it seems my life as an ama diver will have to wait. No need to fret. I'm sure that will sort itself out in time. I don't know about that. Your grandma's the same as ever, eh? Wow, it's not done? There's a third one? Oh, whatever the case is, I'm happy you've chosen to follow in my footsteps, Yuza. Good thing I thought to keep Mari's outfit, eh? Yeah, but I don't know how to feel about being able to fit in Mom's clothes at this age. You never did get any taller after middle school, did you? Oof! Damn, how's my constant diet of fresh seafood meant nothing? It's nothing you need to worry about, Yuza. Doesn't make you any less charming. Okay. I feel like I should ask the unrelated stuff first. Like diving tips. Finish diving tips, get the check mark. Maybe Tsuyu's condition and then do Mom last because she doesn't want to talk about Mom, right? So let's get her to open up first. Do you have any diving advice for me, Gran? Advice, huh? Let me see. If you're looking to get a high score in a single dive, you should focus on gathering everything you can, even the small fry. Getting 10 or 15 will earn you a bonus to your final score. Yeah, that's what we were doing! If you manage to nab a big catch, swinging your focus to bringing in as many small catches as possible should net you a good result. You see, that'll be a great help. Hell yeah! And they just added that part? Yeah, aim for a large haul. 1.8 is the maximum, huh? Okay, so we've gotten that before. That 1.8 bonus. You wouldn't happen to have any other diving tips for me, would you? Well now, bold as brass are we? I'm glad you're keen to learn. Let's see. Sometimes you come across an area when diving that are simply brimming with sea creatures. They call them bountiful zones. Bountiful zones, huh? I'd love to see one. You've seen one, Yuza! On the other hand, areas with lots of starfish are usually picked clean, with no sea creatures to speak of. I call those barren zones. So the more starfish there are, the less sea creatures there'll be. Got it. A whopper of a catch could still be hiding in a barren zone, of course. Keep an eye out on your surroundings. Got you. And they added that one too. Okay. Alright, that's done. Your condition. Sorry I had to leave so early today to go diving, Gran. Was everything okay? How are you feeling? Well, didn't have much pep in my step today, but it's fine because Sato came over this morning. For what, exactly? She's really is a saint, always helping me out with the cooking and cleaning like that. Again? Gran, I know you're fond of her, but you shouldn't rely on her too much. I didn't know Sato was coming over to help out here. Yeah, she and Gran have become friends recently, and before I knew it, she was coming over every so often. Sato's a nice young lady. She even chats with me about all the latest TV drama developments. She's a bit naive in some ways, but she's a quick learner. Remembers everything I tell her almost instantly. Huh. I had no idea. I said she could relax here a while, but she left early today. Well, I'm glad you're having fun, but make sure to thank her properly sometime, alright? Of course, of course. Well, I'm glad Gran is not feeling lonely. She's made friends. That's good. Always happy to help, you know? There's no need to depend on others so much. I know, but if someone has to help me with things getting done, I'd rather it was a lovely young girl, you know? And not you. And besides, she does a much better job at cooking and cleaning than you do, Yuza. Ooh. See, I still do my best to be a good grandson, and this is the thanks I get. Okay, about Mom. You really can't think of any reason why everyone had such a problem with Mom? Anything at all, Gran, please. Well... Alright, I'll be honest with you. Mari wasn't actually human. Huh? Wait, you're just gonna drop that on us? You mean we were right? Are you for real? Wait. You don't tell me you believe that. Can't you boys take a joke? I was obviously kidding. Did all that seawater pickle your common sense? Wait, you were joking? Of course I was. I thought I'd mess around a bit and see if I could get a rise out of you. But you sure turned the tables on me. Turning a prank like that around on me. I have nothing more to teach you, young Yuza. And here I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. That's no good. She's set on giving us the slip. We're not gonna get anything more out of her like this. Maybe she'd be more willing to talk if we had more information. You heard me say this before. Mari found it difficult to fit in on the island. The environment she grew up in was different, you see. She struggled to adapt to a life of a small community. No other reason I can think of for the beef the others had with her. Maybe if I talk to the boss of the island, right? We're going out again for a bit, Gran. Got it. You two take care, okay? Yeah, because the Wakamura residence, he would probably have more info, especially when it comes to curses and stuff, so maybe we could get her to talk with info from him? Let's see. Old man Wakamura. Mind if we ask you something real quick? Just one thing after another today. What now? Huh? Zami and the Minakuchi boy? I heard from Chia you went out to the bay to do some diving earlier. Well, I've got a bone to pick with you, and there's no time like the present. Okay. So, boy, you serious about becoming a Rama diver? Uh-huh. I thought at first you'd come up here to get my permission to dive. But now I hear you've been running around looking into Mari Minakuchi. What's the meaning of this? We have been asking around. Let's not hide it. To be honest, we have been asking around. I guess there was no hiding it from you. Yuza, are you sure this is okay? Not really sure, but we could try. It's probably best to be honest about things now, Azami. It's just like you said, we've been trying to find out more about my mom. I knew it. Anyway, my point is, no more sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, got it? And most of all, no becoming an ama diver. Why? You gotta give me whys before you tell me don't do it. If I give up on becoming an ama diver and fall in line, will you tell me about my mom? All this sniffing around you're doing sure ain't falling in line, that's for sure. Besides, you should be asking Tsuyu about all this business, not me. She's gotta know more than I do. Oh. So Tsuyu does know more than she's letting on. I wonder if that's enough. Well, about Tsuyu. Well, Gran said she doesn't know anything about my mom, though. Huh. So even she said that to you? What do you mean? Well, I don't know much myself. Tsuyu's always been tight-lipped about Mari Minakuchi. Where she came from, what her deal was. So you're saying Yuza's mom was to blame for the massive storm even if you don't know for sure? Huh, Tsuyu didn't say anything to deny it. Speaks for itself, doesn't it? That doesn't sit right with me, though. Well, if you don't like what you're hearing, you should go ask Tsuyu about it yourselves. Raging Waves Curse Bearer, let's get real for a sec. Where did you hear that? It's gotta be Shotaro. Boy could never keep his mouth shut. We heard it's some kind of curse that whips the waves into a frenzy. Does something like that really exist? It does. The Southern Sea disaster 5 years ago was caused by the very same curse. The curse of the Raging Waves? And your mother, Mari Minakuchi, was the one who brought it down on us. That storm was no natural disaster. It was entirely preventable. If we only stopped her from going to the bay that day, Kamishima wouldn't have had to suffer such a tragedy. But my mom would never do something like that. Just because you don't remember doesn't mean she wasn't up to something out there. As to whether it was intentional or not, who can say? But it don't make a difference either way. I don't get how you could say Ms. Mari was a curse bearer or whatever if you don't know anything about her. Do you have any proof? Proof? I've got the words of trustworthy sorcerers backing me up. That's all the proof I need. Sorcerer? You're basing all of this on some woo-woo wizard? Like, give me a break. You can believe what you like. Doesn't change the fact that curses and spirits are as real as anything else, and I believe you, don't worry. But it's just we don't have a lot of info to go off of to believe you otherwise. I don't have time to butt heads with you two, but I know what I'm saying is the honest truth. Looks like there's no point in trying to change his mind. The old man's as stubborn as a mule. So you really think there's a storm coming, and that storm is caused by a curse? Of course I do. Some fellas who said they were with the police dropped by to warn me about it yesterday, in fact. The police? Why would the police be warning you about a curse? Paranormal activities! Paranormal Affairs Bureau. I reckon they were just phonies trying to take advantage of the curse for their own benefit. I'm sorry. No, please, no raging storm. But even you two must have noticed that rumbling coming out from over the sea the last few days, right? Paranormal sights. Oh my god. That's proof the curse of the raging waves is getting stronger. So that's why you've been telling everyone to stop taking their boats out and prepare for a storm? Sure is. Naturally, I can't just come out and say it's because of a curse. There's no telling when or where it will rear its head. It's too dangerous to go on the water in these circumstances. Even so, we'll have to take our boats out again eventually. Can't keep off the sea forever. I mean, yeah, you're kind of a solo island out here. You're damn tootin', which is why I gotta find a way to stop the curse as soon as possible. Why would a curse be affecting the sea around here, though? That's a question, isn't it? Seems like you two still don't believe me. Fine, let's see if this will change your minds. A long time back, there used to be another island south of here. Taishima, it was called, the one that sunk. Taishima? First I've heard of it, where mermaids were. They say it was devastated by an earthquake and a tsunami nearly 400 years ago. But the truth of the matter is that raiders overran the island and slaughtered every last one of the people who lived there. The murdered islanders' resentments gave rise to the curse of the raging waves. And the resulting storm and tsunami sank the island to the bottom of the sea, raiders and all. Is that true? The curse is still rolling about in the seas near here to this very day. Just one little push and the storm could come barreling down on Kamishima next. A push? Something that would awaken the islanders' anger again, such as someone with ties to the raiders. Say a descendant of theirs drawing near to where Taishima was. A descendant? Wait, you're saying my mom was a descendant of the raiders who attacked Taishima? I sure am, and as her son, you share her blood. But how could that... Only natural everyone would see you as a bad omen, no? I really didn't want you back on the island, you know. You should be grateful. I didn't have you shipped back to the mainland on the very next ferry. You telling me that's how everyone's seen Yuza and his folks all this time? It's fine, Azami. Let's hear the rest of what he has to say. Wait, so in that case, she isn't exactly the cursed bearer. It's just that she kind of triggered it because of her lineage? Well, let's keep talking. Are you saying the reason for the curse of raging waves reawakened is because I came back to Kamishima? Nah, there were signs even before you came back, so the direct cause was probably something else. That still don't change the fact that you're a bad omen, though. How are you even planning to stop the curse? That ain't none your concern. You just sit tight at home and stay out of my way. And I don't want to hear anything about you going out to sea. Are we clear? Don't know how staying on the island would make it any more safer, but okay. Oh, that's all I'm gonna say on the matter. should be clear to you now how much of a danger you are to this island. Now get yourselves home and stay put. Seems like that's all we're gonna get out of him. Maybe we could ask Suyu what we just heard. Might be able to tell us more. Alright, yeah, she should talk now. We got more information to nudge her with. So please, Gran, please cooperate. Mom's curse. By the way, Gran, we just talked to Mr. Wakamura, and there's something we wanted to ask you about. What was that? My hearing's been a bit off recently, you see. Please don't say that. A lot of ama divers have ear problems, and it's not really a laughing matter. Huh, someone has no sense of humor. So, did you know that everyone thought that Mom was the Raging Waves curse bearer? Wow, I'm impressed you managed to say that without stuttering. So you have heard it before. Oh, drat me and my big mouth. Is that Mom was descended from the ones who first called forth the curse or something like that? And that's why everyone here is so concerned with what I get up to. Is it true though? Come on, if everyone knows it and everyone's concerned, there's no point hiding it from me. I'm the son. Well, if you know that much, I suppose I can tell you the truth. Yes! If I just rest up a bit, I'll be up and around again in no time. I just want the two of you to come to the southern bay later, once the sun's gone down. Right. Thanks, Gran. You can tell us about it now? It'll be easier to show you what I mean. Show? What am I gonna see? Okay, we'll be at the bay at sundown, but if you're not feeling up to it, don't push yourself, okay? No need to rush now. I'll tell you everything later. You just want to prepare yourself for this one. Okay. Alright then. We're going out for a bit again, Gran. You two take care. Oh. Maybe something's changed around the town. Let's go look. I don't think Mr. Wakamura would say anything more right now. Guess no one's here right now. Let's try somewhere else. Town clock. Chuo Street. I haven't seen the foreigners, if that's gonna trigger some point. Oh, Chie. Ah, Chie. You two again? Still wandering around poking your noses into business you shouldn't be? How's about you stop messing around and just give up already? Nothing you do is gonna make me change my mind. I'm saying this for your sake as much as anyone else's, Minakuchi boy. Try to understand my position, eh? For my sake? You managed to survive that disaster 5 years ago. Some would call it a miracle even. It wouldn't do to see that miracle go to waste, would it? Maybe I flew off the handle a bit earlier. Ended up coming off a bit stronger than I meant to. Now she just doesn't want you to die. I can't believe it. Can't tell you anything about your mother, but believe me when I say it's best you let sleeping dogs lie. Well, I know about the Curse of the Raging Waves, though. Is this about how Yuza's mom caused that curse? Curse of the Raging Waves or whatever? So you already know. Heard it all from Shinobu, I'll wager. Do you believe in the curse, Mrs. Chie? Of course I do. At the very least, I know it's not some old wives' tale. I'm not saying you have to believe it too, though. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to talk bad about that woman or anything, but there was obviously something up with her 5 years back. She always seemed anxious and on edge, and then the disaster struck. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I can't shake these doubts of mine either. So she was acting odd. Underwater gathering tips. I said it before, I'll say it again. No diving. My stance hasn't changed, you hear me? Damn, guess that's that. By the way, where did you go diving today? Well... Yuza wanted a particular spot, so we went about 5 kilometers south of the island. Say what? What are you thinking, diving in the southern sea of all places? You've got even less sense than I thought. You know full well everyone avoids that area because of the disaster 5 years ago. Yeah, I know. But Azami and I both lost family in the disaster too. We wanted a chance to pay our respects. I can't say don't get how you feel. But that strange rumbling I told you about's coming from the south. Just do me a favor and stay away from the sea, alright? And then I'm going to the bay at sundown. Ain't gonna get anything from me here. Foreign visitors. Oh, I almost forgot. Have the 2 foreign tourists come by here at all? Sure did. Saw them just now, actually. What? Do you know where they went? Looks like they were headed to the lighthouse from what I could tell. The lighthouse, huh? Gotcha. Lighthouse. Ooh. It's all the way off on the side. Looks kind of shorter than I imagined, but maybe it's just the angle, having the building covering part of the tower thing. On the eastern side of Kamishima, the narrow passage between Cape Irago and Kamishima has long been known to be difficult to navigate, particularly at night. So much so that it has been featured alongside whirlpools of Awa and Ondo no Seto Strait in sailor songs about the most feared waterways. Following its construction in the Meiji era, spurred by reports of warships striking reefs in the area, the lighthouse has continued to stand watch over the waters of the island, ensuring safe passage to all who travel them. Yes, we'll check the lighthouse. Maybe it unlocks it. Don't go following them around because I don't see many foreign folks around these parts, you hear? I will go following them around because they are plot relevant. We heard 2 AMA divers from the mainland went missing in some sort of accident. You heard right. You think it's a bad omen as well? I do. I'm aware of how dangerous the sea can be, but 2 divers getting caught up in accidents and going missing one after another tells me something's off with the sea itself. We all done here? You two should be dealing with island matters to Shinobu from now on. Keep your heads down and stay out of trouble, you hear? She was just rough because she's like besties with her grandma. So, it doesn't really want to see Yuza throwing his life away. It makes sense. Well, that was something. She isn't a bad person at heart, but she sure is stubborn. Yeah. There's the lighthouse. I'll just check Chuo Street if anything's new. If nothing's new, I'm on my way. Nothing's new. Okay. I'm on my way then. Lighthouse. We're at that same angle as in the picture. Oh, there they are. Looks like we found them. That looks like them, alright. Excuse me. What have you done with Mari Minakuchi? You rang? Do my eyes deceive me? Could these young islanders have come all the way here to talk to us? Welcome to Kamishima Lighthouse. There's not much here, but please make yourselves at home. Thanks for having us? Why is he the one welcoming us? It's because most people here have been avoiding him. He's excited because he finally has someone finally wants to talk. Oh. Anyway, we were wondering if you could spare a moment to talk. Wait! Before we do, shall we play a game? I want to guess why you came to talk to us. May I? Sure. It's probably safe to assume that you know we've been making rounds here asking questions. Indeed, it was most likely hearing such news that incited you to climb all the way up here to meet us, which means... I've got it! We almost certainly done something to offend the good people of this island, committed some manner of ill-mannered faux pas. You must have come to tell us the lighthouse is off limits to everyone except authorized personnel. Actually, no. His face! No! What do you mean? I was wrong! The bitter taste of failure. And thus does my stint as aspiring detective end in ignominy. Bro, he was so hurt. I'm so sorry. I'd say the whole show put a kind of social faux pas, at least. Don't worry, he's always like this. He'll bounce back in no time. I see. He must be pretty resilient. Since you didn't guess right, mind if I continue? Oh, asking my permission, are we? Then, by all means, permission granted. You know, I low-key thought he was gonna go like, yeah, and what if I say no? Thank you, yes, my name. Arnav Barnum. You can call me Avi as a sign of our newfound friendship. Also because I like it better. Avi. Got it. Tourist. Okay, then, Avi? Such a pleasing ring to it. What can I do for you, young man? Would this girl be your daughter? Not quite. Miss Cersei Lunarlight has a distant relative of mine. Yes, Miss Cersei Lunarlight would be me. Nice to meet you. I'm Yuza Minakuchi, resident of Kamishima, and this is Azami Kamoi. Nice to meet you. Yuza and Azami, eh? Pleasure's all mine. I'm sure it's the faux pas. Whatever. The wrong pronunciation. Wait, Minakuchi. What's her name again? Cersei? Cersei? Cersei Lunarlight? About them. Ooh, so we have piqued your interest, have we? I'm a fantasy writer by trade, and with a reach spanning the Atlantic from Bonnie, England to vast America. Not that any of his books sell at all. That's right, for some reason, no one buys my novels. Quite the mystery, no? Alas, a fantasy writer has no need for mysteries. What's that? I earn more as an occult writer, so that might as well be my main job now? Humbug, I say. Stick a sock in it and mind your own beeswax. I see. He went off on his own. Better? Alright, nice. In any case, I'm just your average, free spirit, footloose, fancy-free, and all that. What's that? You're wondering if my bohemian nature is the reason I remain unattached and unwed? Humbug, I say. Stick a sock in it and mind your own beeswax. Why are you saying that you're doing this to yourself? You're enjoying yourself, huh? I am indeed. Why don't you give it a try yourself? 1, 2, 3. Humbug, I say. I'm good, actually. Thanks. Impressive as it is, I concede doing this pose 3 times might have been a bit much, yes. This guy sure is hard to keep up with. He's just silly. At any rate, I recently found myself with a pressing need to visit your fair country for research. Fortunately, young Cersei here had just so happened to be studying in Japan and kindly agreed to accompany me as my guide. Your guide? Indeed, she's quite the enthusiast when it comes to Japanese folklore and occult phenomena, and such a pleasure to converse with as well. Isashima is a deeply spiritual region, full of sacred places I'd always wanted to visit. We traveled around the mainland before coming here, but this place stands above and beyond. My nose almost started bleeding from exhilaration. Let me unlock that. Oh, it's Arnav's POV. Avi. Will unlock once all conditions are met. What? There's another question mark, so we haven't met all conditions. In fact, I think it did a bit. You must have been really excited, huh? Is this really that special compared to other places? Of course! It wasn't called the land with a repair the waves from the eternal world for nothing, you know? The land with a what? What's this? You've never heard it called that. It said Yamato Hime no Mikoto, the Empress of ancient Japan, was searching for a suitable place to enshrine Amaterasu 2,000 years ago. We read this in the info! She received a divine revelation that the waves around Ise province came from the eternal world, which led her to establish the Ise Grand Shrine. This eternal world is a separate realm from the world we live in. Some describe it as a perpetual paradise. Oh, you're gonna have to slow down there a bit. What does that mean exactly? We learned about it in our local history classes, remember? Oh, yeah, I think I remember, sorta. Basically, it's such a sacred place, even the ancient gods took a liking to it, right? Exactly. It has such an enchanting vibe. Just being here is enough to have my nose gushing all day long. But the residents wouldn't be feeling too hot if our noses kept bleeding all the time. One thing's for sure, though. You seem to really like Isashima. As a local, I'm super happy to hear that. Oh, Arnav. He is a 40 years old author occult journalist, nickname Avi. Fantasy author occult journalist whose books are published in both America and England, but they apparently don't sell well. Unmarried, he has apparently come to Japan in search of mermaids. 15 years old, young girl from England, currently on exchange in Japan, seems to harbor an ardent interest in Japanese folklore and occult stories. We can still keep going about them. Will you be staying on Kamishima tonight? If you need somewhere to stay, I know a few places. We've actually already booked a guest house back on the mainland. We'll be taking the last ferry back after this. Oh, guess you don't have much time left then, huh? So what brings you to Kamishima today? I'm glad you asked, young Yuza. We were hoping to pick your brains on the topic as well. There wouldn't happen to be any legends concerning mermaids passed down around this island, would there? So you really are looking for mermaids? Oh, indeed we are. You know how mermaids are, yes? I refer to, of course, the mythical half-human, half-fish creature. Of course, we know that much at least. Then I might be able to provide a modicum of additional information on the subject. Additional information? Well, you may be aware that the typical Western mermaid is envisioned as having the lower half of a fish and the top half of a human woman. It's thought that this interpretation has its origins in another sea monster, the sirens of Greek mythology. Their claim to fame is surfacing near reefs and bewitching sailors with their beautiful voices. Andersen's fairy tale The Little Mermaid is a famous example of this type of mermaid. Indeed, this caused this image to enter common knowledge. Yeah, that's typically what comes to mind when I think of mermaids too. A typical mermaid, okay. But the mermaid that appears in ancient Japanese folklore is quite different. This mermaid only had the head of a human, with the rest of its body being a fish. It appears it was seen as more of an evil spirit or a yokai in nature. The legend that eating its flesh will grant immortality also implies that it was seen as more fish than human. Sure, that makes sense. People would definitely think twice about eating something that looks like a human, huh? This isn't to say that there is a difference in Eastern and Western interpretations of mermaids, mind you. One could assume that there are several different types of the creature that can be encompassed by the term mermaid. After all, there were also reports of more humanoid or demi-human mermaids being sighted in Japan in later years. Different types of mermaids, huh? Personally, I think lumping the two under the same appellation is a mistake. After all, they're two different creatures that just so happen to share the same trait of being half fish and half human. It leads to misunderstandings when conflicting stories get passed down, and the whole concept gets treated as occult malarkey. I think I see what you mean. Listening to you talk about them sounds like you really believe mermaids exist, Avi. Of course I do. After all, I didn't come to research mermaids. I came to look for mermaids. Bum ba bum! This is all very compelling. Isn't it? This is the first time someone's agreed with me on this matter. It is very compelling, because we are also looking for mermaids. And that brings me to my next question. You wouldn't happen to have any local info on mermaids, would you? Unfortunately, I've never heard of any folklore about mermaids here. I see. That would align with the answers we've received on our other inquiries thus far. And it would seem our investigation has branded us certified weirdos. Most everyone now turns a blind eye as well as a deaf ear. Well, it's probably not just because of that. I mean, isn't there supposed to be a huge occult craze going on in Japan right now? I assumed everyone would be jumping at the chance to discuss cryptids. Pretty sure that's a small group of enthusiasts getting worked up. Very vocal minority, yeah? If you're that interested in the occult, what brought you all the way to Kamishima? Do you have a reason to believe mermaids could be found here? An excellent question! I do indeed. More precisely, I had reason to believe that they could be found around Taishima, an island that no longer exists. It's coming up again! Taishima is super important! Indeed. I obtained this information through personal research, so I imagine it's not common knowledge. But some say that there were 3 mermaids, Sobe, Nagame, and Hayase, living in the seas around Taishima 400 or so years ago. 3 of them, and you know their names? I didn't even know Taishima existed until today. Seems like a deliberate decision was made not to leave any records of Taishima's existence. Which would obviously lead one to believe that something is being concealed. On that note, did you know that the records remain of several other sightings of mermaids in Ise Bay? What? Really? That's right! Legends about mermaids exist throughout Japan, and this region is no exception. In particular, there are reports of mermaids having been discovered in Tsu City and Ise City, both of which border Ise Bay. Oh, I had no idea. I've jotted down some notes on these legends, so please take a look if you're interested. Thank you! Let's take a look. The Mermaids of Betsuho. According to Kokon Chomonju, collection of notable tales old and new, an anthology of spoken stories compiled in the 13th century, 3 mermaids were discovered and caught in a fisherman's net in Betsuho province, Betsuho and Ise province, modern-day Nakabeppo, Kawage town in Tsu City. The Mermaid of Futamigawara. There are a total of 6 mermaid sightings in Kagenki, Ancient Annals of Horyuji Temple, covering the latter half of Kamakura period to the Nanbokucho period. One of these entries describes a mermaid sighting in Futami Ise province, modern-day Futami town in Ise City. And in the second year of the Enbun era, 1357, it's all in the 1300s. The mermaid was subsequently named Enmeiju, a name composed of characters affiliated with long life. Yao Bikuni, and we've been hearing about Yao Bikuni before too. Although the exact time period's unclear, legends tell of a girl named Osato from Kusawa in Ano town of Age district who, or Age, it's not age, isn't it? Age district who became immortal after eating the flesh of a mermaid and went on to become Yao Bikuni, a nun who lived for 800 years. The three mermaids of Taishima, this is the one he mentioned to us directly, is not recorded in any literature. According to his research, Sobe Nagami and Hayase purportedly lived on Taishima, an island that has sunk 400 years ago. Thanks! This is all very interesting. So, which type of mermaid are you looking for, Avi? Well, it seems that a lot of the mermaid sightings around Ise Bay were fish mermaids. Fish mermaids? Mermaids sighted around Taishima were apparently the human mermaid sort. So it stands to reason that any mermaids around here would be human mermaids as well. By human mermaids, you mean the sort that are closer to humans than fish, right? Indeed. The ones closer to fish, meanwhile, are known as fish mermaids. Or, that's what I call them anyway. I see. I don't know whether that makes it easier to understand or more complicated. It's easier, it's cool. In that case, mermaids whose flesh would make you immortal if you eat it would have to be fish mermaids then, right? Another fine question! It's indeed difficult to imagine people eating the flesh of human mermaids. I personally believe that human mermaids also have the power to bestow immortality on people. Oh, I wonder. How about another refresher on myth and legend? Are either of you familiar with a place called Ryugu? Ryugu? Is that related to Ryugu Palace that appears in the tale of Urashima Taro? Just so! It could be well considered. It could well. I can't read. It could well be considered the inspiration for the undersea palace in that familiar fairy tale. Whoa, I was right, guys. It's Ryugu Palace. It's One Piece. No. Okay, Urashima Taro, returning home from the palace of the Dragon King, excerpt from the Metropolitan Library. Okay. Long ago, a youth by the name of Urashima Taro lived in a village by the sea. One day, upon rescuing a sea turtle that was being bullied on the beach, Taro was amazed when the turtle thanked him by inviting him to Ryugu Palace, the legendary undersea palace of the Dragon King, as a token of his gratitude for his kindness. Ryugu Palace was a wonderful place, with a beauty unlike anything found on the surface world. The princess of Ryugu, Otohime, received him with great hospitality. Taro spent his days treated to elegant dances performed by sea breams, flounders, and satisfied by extravagant feasts, spending his days as if he was in a dream. After spending some time enjoying this luxurious lifestyle, Taro began to miss his village. He asked Otohime for permission to return him home, and although sad to see him go, the princess granted his request. As a parting gift, she handed him a mysterious box, a tamatebako, but warned him to never open it. Thinking this strange, but agreeing to Otohime's request nonetheless, Taro accepted the tamatebako and set back out towards the village on Turtleback. Upon reaching his village, Taro realized everything was different. The house he had lived in was gone, and there was no sign of his parents or anyone he had known. What he had believed to have just been a short sojourn in Ryugu Palace had in fact been several hundred years on the surface, and the village and people he had once known were no more. Overcome with despair, Taro opened the tamatebako box he had been given and gifted in a final grasp at hope. As he opened the box, a thick white smoke engulfed him, and in that instant, hundreds of years passed up and caught up with him, turning him into an old man. Damn. Part of it seemed familiar. I feel like I've heard part of the fairy tale before, but not in full. The Ryu dragon surely refers to the god of the sea. It's not uncommon for deities to be associated with the water to be serpentine in nature. Then that would make the Ryugu the palace where the god of the sea resides, the palace of the Dragon King. I had no idea Ryugu Palace was based on something else. Ryugu is known for being the home to the priestess priestesses who attend to the god of the sea. These women are collectively referred to as Otohime. Oh yeah, Princess Otohime appeared in the tale of Urashima Taro, didn't she? Yeah, but she was described as the ruler of Ryugu Palace in the fairy tale, so she was actually a princess. A slight embellishment to make for a more interesting story, I assume. Hardly uncommon. There's another interesting theory about the Otohime of Ryugu. It's said that they were half fish, half human women in appearance. In other words, they were mermaids. Oh. But what's that I hear you say? That's all well and good, but where's this Ryugu place anyway? You want to know? You're dying to know, aren't you? Very well, then take it away, Cersei. Right. As a matter of fact, Ryugu is said to be in the exact place as the Eternal World I mentioned earlier. Whoa, wait, really? In other words, the sea around Issei, which is said to consist of waves from the Eternal World, is in fact the location of Ryugu. And Ryugu is home to the Otohime mermaids, right? That's right. What's more, as priestesses who lived in a land said to be an eternal paradise, wouldn't it be odd if they had some sort of power to grant immortality to humans? Even in the tale of Urashima Taro, Princess Otohime displayed an ability to influence the physical age of other people using the Tametebako. Ah. If the story has its basis in the ability of mermaids to influence human lifespans, that power of hers makes a lot more sense, don't you think? I see. So that's why you think human mermaids are able to grant immortality even without eating their flesh. Oh, you see? Intriguing, is it not? But how would you even get to Ryugu? Huh! What creature was responsible for bringing Urashima Taro to Ryugu in the eponymous tale? That's right, a turtle, or kame. Oh, I see how this is. Okay, and what's the name of the island we're currently standing upon? Right, Kamishima. And there you have it, the reason for our visit. So you believe there might be some clue as to how to get to Ryugu hidden on Kamishima. Would Kamishima really have some sort of link to Ryugu? Yeah, that's so base, damn. God damn. Tales of Ryugu, the abode of the sea, god of the sea, exists in every area of Japan, posted by those in Eternal World, Perpetual Paradise, bestows everlasting youth and natural longevity to those who live there. Tales also equate Ryugu to the underworld, the place where dead journey after death. In the tale of Urashima Taro, a youth was he was widely known throughout the country. In the story, the princess Otohime actually serves as the ruler, but Otohime originally referred to the priestess as serving the god of the sea. Okay. By the way, Yuza, you're Minakuchi. You were triggered by the name earlier. I want to know why. Yes? You said your name was Yuza Minakuchi, right? Yes, that's right. Are you familiar with an individual by the name of Mare Minakuchi? Mare Minakuchi was my mom. She passed away in an accident 5 years ago. I apologize for my indiscretion. My condolences. 5 years ago, huh? You wouldn't happen to have inherited anything from your mother, would you? No, but what do you mean? Why do you know my mom? Could she have some sort of connection to mermaids? Well, this is more related to my personal research, so I can't say for sure. Please tell me! I'm also looking for mermaids. If you know anything, I have to know. Well, you've certainly grown lively all of a sudden. Let's calm down a bit, Regrettably, the only lead I have is a rumor that suggests some connection between mermaids and Mare Minakuchi. A rumor? From where? Oh, you want to know. Well, I suppose you would, wouldn't you? Very well, I will tell you. I heard it from a descendant of the islanders who used to call Taishima home. What? Someone who survived the disaster that sunk Taishima and their descendants are still around today? Long story short, yes. Isn't it fascinating? This particular individual is also the one who told me about the 3 mermaids who were said to have lived on Taishima. I see. Wait, but the last person I saw them get on a boat with was Mare, was it not? Or are they thinking of... Was it really someone else who said all of that? Let me just drink some water. By the by, If you're also seeking mermaids, you must have some information of your own, yes? Surely this one-sided exchange of knowledge wounds your good conscience. Allow me to remedy that by accepting any information you have. Yuza? Yeah, this is our best lead yet. Let's share what information we can. You see... Curse of the Raging Waves. Oh, so you were saved by a mermaid during the disaster 5 years ago. And you believe the mermaid in question might have been your mother? Yeah, I know it sounds pretty far-fetched. And I know some of it probably comes from me wanting her to still be alive. Oh no, on the contrary, I find it very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Why, you ask? Why? There's a rumor that one of the 3 mermaids who used to live around Taishima. It says she took on a human form several decades ago and has lived among humans ever since. What? No way! That would fit perfectly with our theory. Color me surprised as well. This is my surprise face, by the way. You're not on screen, bro. But it would be very interesting if that was the case. Sorry, Abby. I think I'm at my limit. Oh, my. That bad, is it? Is something wrong? My apologies. As much as I wish we could talk more, it would appear we are out of time. I'm afraid we must bid you goodbye for today. Now that you mention it, if you're looking to make the last ferry, you'll probably want to be heading back soon. Wait, this is the most promising lead we've found. If you could just stay a bit longer. Believe me, I'd love to continue our chat too, but the little lady's been feeling a bit under the weather since arriving here, you see. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You're not gonna get another nosebleed. If you're feeling that bad, maybe you should stay for the night after all. Thank you. I'm just about holding the nosebleed in. I should really get off the island as soon as possible. Ever since arriving here, I've had this feeling that some terrible calamity is approaching. The curse of the raging waves! I forgot to mention, youngsters here is a bit sensitive to the things that drift in the sphere, if you catch my drift. Okay, but... As reluctant as I am to part ways, we must really go. Many thanks for the information you shared. Never fear, we will be back tomorrow, if I'm alive. Tomorrow? Yuza. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Avi! You rang? If you happen to find more leads on mermaids today, could you let me know as soon as possible? Please? Oh, I didn't expect you to be all that interested. Very well. If I hear anything else, I'll be sure to let you know. If you could give me your contact information, perhaps? Thank you. Awesome. Man, that sure was a stroke of good luck. Never thought they'd have so much info for us. We managed to learn a lot, but it seems that getting any more from them today will be tough. I really need that information by tomorrow, though. Wait, but why tomorrow? I'm so curious. I'm gonna go back around and see. Let's check everything without anybody at it first. No one here? No one here. Hydrate. Oh, thank you. That was a lot of information about mermaids. Back to the lighthouse real quick. Lighthouse refresher. No one's here anymore. Yeah. Bless your chicken. Stretch. Thank you. Pound clock. Anyone show up here? Someone's always here, huh? No one here this time. Okay. I guess it's more of updating people I've already spoken to, so those 3 maybe, but let's do the places without yet. Wait, this seems different, doesn't it? Looks like the sun's starting to set. Oh, I just had to go all over the place. Why don't we go over what we learned so far? Yeah, good idea. First, we learned that my mom was considered cursed by some of the islanders. Yeah, they said she was descended from the person who originally called forth the curse of raging waves, or something like that. And because he thinks the curse is about to break out again, Mr. Wakamura is trying to find a way to stop it. Not everyone on the island believes it, though. Kikuko and Shotaro didn't seem to believe in it at all, yeah. We also managed to speak with those 2 foreigners who were looking for mermaids. They were sure full of surprises. And there's also that rumor about mermaids living near Taishima, a nearby island that was destroyed, and one of them assumed human form. Never thought we'd find something to support the idea that my mom might have been a mermaid. Whatever else we may have learned from this, the mermaid that I encountered 5 years ago may very well be one of those 3 living near Taishima. And we've also got some hints about where those mermaids might have come from. There's a good chance they originally came from an otherworldly place called Ryugu. If they're living in a place like that, I don't know how we'll ever get to see them though. What that girl said about the calamity approaching is bothering me a bit too. There's no way she would know about the curse of raging waves though, right? Right? I'm sure she does though. Do you think that means the curse is real after all? Oh. Azami, I just realized something. Yeah? The curse of the raging waves is in danger of breaking out again. Then wouldn't it mean its curse bearer is still around today? Oh, damn, you're right! But your mom is... she's not with us anymore. Mr. Wakamura seems to think I wasn't the direct cause of the curse reappearing too. He's probably coming down on you even harder if he thought you were. So the person responsible would be someone who wasn't here 5 years ago, but is here now. Assuming the curse is real anyway. Yeah. Still, I really wonder if my mom had some sort of link with the mermaids. Someone who wasn't here 5 years ago but is here now. That seems like a lot of people, right? When did Sato first start coming here? I hope whatever Gran has to tell us sheds some light on things. You mean what she's planning to tell us at the debate tonight, yeah? What's wrong? There's a bunch of noise coming from Chuo Street. I think I heard screaming. Goosebumps. I'm saving. I'm saving. I'm just... Let's go. Oh no, what happened? Why is Shotaro screaming and why does he look super horrified? Why? What? Tsukasa? Wait, everybody? Everyone's here? What happened? What happened? What's wrong? Tsukasa, what's going on? I don't... We were just... But then Sato just... Yuza, look over there. Wait, is Sato dead? I mean... I was just saying, what if it's Sato because she was here 5 years ago? I don't know if she was though. What? God damn! Wait, but you were together the whole time, right? Sato, there's blood everywhere. What happened? She's not moving. Don't tell me she's dead. Sato just suddenly... We were just... But then she got cut down. She just randomly got cut down? It must be the person who has the curse of the fucking sword thing. We gotta get her to the clinic. I think it's too late if it's the sword curse. That's gonna cut straight through her bones, bro. Wait, what's happening? Whoa, wait, is she... Sato, her wound is... Is she immortal? The wound is gone. Sato! Girl, did you eat the flesh of a mermaid? If you ate the flesh of a mermaid and you're immortal, then that makes sense. But also... Are you okay, Sato? Wait, she's kind of freaking me out though. She's not reacting. Oh, the mermaid legend fucking popping up! Yao Bikuni became immortal after eating... Wait! Oh! Oh, Sato! Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't realize that. No fucking... Wait. There he is. Albatross boss. Whoa. Wait! Goosebumps, but also, I didn't notice that until they actually threw it in my face. Oh, Sato. She ate it. She ate the flesh of a mermaid. So Sato, you're... Oh, Sato. And it's still not available. So we're going to time to meet up. Are we gonna just not address what just happened? Okay, no. Sato Shiranami was mysteriously cut down. Yet moments later, she resurrected before her friend's very eyes. As confusion engulfs the island, Yuza and Azami head out to meet out Yuza. Oh my god! Yuza and Azami be like, well, that was fucking freaky, but I gotta go see Gran. That was freaky, that fucked me up, but I gotta go. Several hours later. Sorry to keep you waiting, Yuza. It's nearly time to meet up with Tsuyu, yeah? Let's head that way. Guys, how are you? Okay, that was horrifying. You just literally witnessed the fucking living dead just now. They got priorities. Okay, I can't blame them for that. We gotta find out what happened to Mom first. The whole island was in an uproar after that. We didn't even get to ask Sato what happened. Yeah, apparently she just shut herself up in her room at the Wakamuras and hasn't come out since. What the hell was that, though? How did she even get hurt like that in the first place? Some of the islanders were kicking up a real fuss, saying that Sato isn't human and that she's something evil that should be chased off the island. Out of curiosity, since they keep mentioning it, when did you show up to the island? 3 months ago. 3 months ago. You weren't here 5 years ago then. So she's only been here for 3 months. She's immortal. You know, if she really is immortal, then do you think she's the reason why the curse of the raging waves is back? Let's see. Okay. But everyone settled down after Mr. Wakamura stepped in and promised to handle it. Everyone on the island's probably heard about it by now, though. It'll be all anyone can talk about for a while yet. Did you go back home afterwards, Yuza? No, I stayed out to do some digging. Gran wasn't at home anyway. She must be the reason you've given up. Wow, nice compass moment. She hasn't recovered enough to be able to move around much though, so I'm pretty worried. Yeah. You think our promise to meet her at the bay is still on? Let's go and see. God, I hope nothing bad happened to Gran though. This seems like way out there to be going out by yourselves. Oh, okay, she's still there. Hi, Gran. Oh good, she's here. Gran, is your leg okay? I don't like this fucking zoom in. Gran, just turn around, please. Please just turn around if you're not scaring me. Gran, it's me. Whew. Okay. Whew. I don't know why she was taking so long to turn around. That was making me nervous. The zoom in too. Oh, you two came after all. The waves were so loud I couldn't hear you for a second. What are you doing over there, Gran? This is where it's hidden. Hidden? What is? What Mare, your mother, left us. My mom? Yes, so Yuza. Have you heard of an island called Taishima? Yes, quite a lot recently. Ah! Oh no! She got killed by the curse! Who the fuck owns this curse and why do you keep stopping me? Gran! Gran, no! She was just about to tell us! See, what's wrong? She's hurt bad. We have to stop the bleeding. Kikuko, why are you here? I heard her screaming. What are you two doing over there? Kikuko, this isn't what... She just suddenly... Is that Tsuyu? No, you couldn't have... Kikuko, if it wasn't me, if it wasn't Azami, are you the curse bearer? And you're framing me now, huh? Shit, she's totally got the wrong idea. It's too late. Gran, she's got no pulse. The wound's too deep. It cut her clean and almost cut her clean in half. She overstood a chance. I'll get someone. You stay here with Tsuyu, Yuza. Is this really the time to split up? Horror movie moment? It's alright. I'll come with you. Wait, but this is what was happening on the first night. Actually, I'm the curse bearer. It's over. The players were the curse bearer all along. Help! Someone get the clinic doctor! Ah! There's even other random old ladies. Old lady Nakamura. What the hell's happening? I hear screaming from down there too. Come on, let's go. Dude, we need Sato real quick. Sato will tank it. I need Sato to tank the curse. No way, even Chie. Someone help! 2 more people collapsed over there. What's happening? Help me, I don't want to die. Damn it, there's too many victims. We aren't gonna have enough people to help at this rate. There's more over there too. Oh, what the hell's happening? Is that Kikuko? It got her too? Okay, I lied, guys. I lied. I thought it was her, but she also got hit. So, can someone tell me what's going on? What's with these gashes appearing out of nowhere? This isn't right. There's no way this is normal. Is it a virus? No, it's a curse. Yeah, it's a curse. Oh boy. Those affected by the phenomenon died instantly. The strange calamity that had suddenly descended on Kamishima plunged the island into a panic. With no knowledge of cause or reason, there was nothing it could be done to prevent it, and the massacre continued unabated for a time. The survivors were seized with fear. Some ran to escape. Some simply broke down. Some flew into a wild rage. A frenzied chaos swept over the island. A short while later, there's no way I survived that. Wait, didn't Yuza also die in the beginning version of this? Maybe it's different and he'll survive this one. But no, I don't want Gran to actually die. She was gonna tell me something important and she died at that moment. No! At least we were able to meet up with Tsukasa. So what the hell's going on? The whole island's in an uproar. Everyone's so panicked. We couldn't find anyone who would talk straight. Who could blame them? Who knows who will be affected next? It's probably best to hide here until things settle down. You okay, Tsukasa? No, I have no idea whether my ma is safe or not. I wasn't able to find Sato either, so I'm worried about— You don't have to worry about Sato, I think she's immortal. But I feel for you with your mom, though. Old man Wakamura said he'd handle things, so I hope she'd manage to make it back home at least. Hey, do you think Sato's wound healing up like that has anything to do with what just happened? We held off prying into Sato's past up to now. But maybe that won't fly anymore. Come to think of it, didn't this whole curse of the raging waves mess start when Sato came to Kamishima? Don't say that! This isn't Sato's fault, she's just a normal girl. I'm sorry, Tsukasa, I have my doubts after witnessing that. I won't let anyone say anything bad about her, not even you, Asami. Sorry, Tsukasa. I didn't mean anything by it. I wasn't thinking straight. Yeah, she's just a normal girl. She could get cleaved in half and then the wound will close and she'll stand up. Every girl can do that, right? Chie is just gonna get up in a bit. Gran's gonna get up in a bit. It's a normal girl thing, you know? I mean, I never thought something like this was really possible either. Something like what? Do you have some kind of idea what could have caused this? Well, a little while ago when we were at Old Man Wakamura's place, some guy phoned in and threatened to kill all the women on Kamishima with a curse. Another curse? Who was it? What did they want? I don't really know. That means you're not safe though, Tsukasa. He said something about no mercy, just punishment for whoever defies him. It was really creepy. What the hell? All those people just had to die because some guy didn't get what he wanted? Old Man Wakamura said that he'd do something to stop the Raging Waves curse, but things just got worse instead. Yeah, now we have to deal with the curse of the blade thing. I forgot what the exact name was. Asami, calm down. It's no use getting bad at me. You're right. Sorry, Tsukasa. I guess I got a bit heated. Even so, that means those gashes were deliberately caused by someone using a curse, right? So they're the one responsible for this. Right. Even if the massacre was caused by something supernatural, someone made it happen. About that, something's been bugging me about this whole thing. What do you mean? It didn't seem like the victims were being targeted at random somehow. They were all women for a start, so I was wondering what kind of common point would tie them all together. Oh, please don't fucking tell me they're all ama divers. That's our Tsukasa, sharp as ever. So what were you thinking? But they have been targeted because they were ama divers. Ah, that means Yuza's not safe either. Yuza can get hit. Now that you mention it, weren't all the victims we saw on the way here ama divers? So I guess most of the women on Kamishima have some ama diving experience. Huh, but they went after Sato first, right? That wouldn't fit. Oh, you're right. Sato isn't an ama diver. I was pretty worried Yuza and I might be targeted as well, but I guess we could breathe easier. No, don't breathe easier. You guys can be targeted, I'm sure. Bro, you might just be dead flagging me and I'll die right now and then get like a recollection and then go into someone else's POV. I dead ass die right now and move into a different POV. That's where I feel like this is going. We still don't know what the conditions are though. None of us are out of the woods yet. Wait, the victims were only women? Could the killer have been using this to find their targets? But that would mean the culprit is... What's up, Yuza? You figured something out? I knew it! I knew my ass was not saved. I knew I was gonna die here. This is where I died in the fucking opening song! Oof. Why did he have to die in a more gruesome way than everyone else, huh? He got beheaded. Everybody else just got cleaved. Yuza, your head, it's... No! Aw. Plot twist, the condition is getting people killed is rejecting their love confession. But I didn't reject anybody's love confession! Well done in your efforts thus far. Yuza is now fucking dead, so you're going to play someone else. Thank you for all your efforts. Yuza's fucking dead. We're moving on. We have now borne witness to the details of the tragedy that befell Kamishima. However, don't be discouraged. This too is necessary knowledge for your journey. The situation you find yourself in is complex indeed, a veritable maelstrom of events. But I'm sure you will be able to overcome this trial and accomplish your true objective. For now, we will return to the story chart where you may proceed with a different route. Best of luck on your journey. Yeah, Yuza's fucking dead. That's our... No, low-key, if I'm thinking Paranormasight 1, that was definitely the end of the fucking prologue. That's a lot that unlocked, okay? That's Sato discovering the mermaids of Ise Bay arriving on Kamishima. Like, low-key, I think it would be good to start here because this happens before Sacrifice. Might give me more extra context to do Mermaids of Ise Bay before... Well, obviously before this one, but... I wonder if we should do Arriving on Kamishima or Sacrifice first. I don't know who we would do first. But yeah, theater! We actually already opened this earlier, Swaggy. Got Albatross here. He's the guy that these guys hate. He was the one I was wondering about last time. But he has a bunch of best buds. It's just that he's got some haters. Although this little guy is the one that I'm just like, why are they so bad blood? I want to see the one that unlocks here. Like, so that this triangle is complete. The people who have bad blood with each other. I also want to see the person here who's super beloved. I think what we'll do is the recollection. And then... Okay, we heard the recorder. I think we'll do the recollection. And that's probably it for today, assuming... Because the recollection could be pretty long. Like, this one was super long. Futamigawa investigation. I'm gonna feel bad for Yuza and, like, literally everybody who died here in Kamishima if they stay dead. Like, I don't know if that's something we can feasibly try to avoid or stop. I'm gonna feel super bad for them. But let's see how it goes out, you know? Maybe that bird is sleeping around. Damn! Arnav Barnum, a cheerful fantasy author, sets off on a trip to visit the mermaid legends of Ise Bay with his relatives who see Lunar Light as his guide. Okay, let's go. Date unknown, August 1980X. Morning, Nakabeppo Coast. After this much hustle and bustle, we finally managed to make our way to Issa Bay. Nice! Take it all in now. We're standing on the coast of Nakabepo in Mie Prefecture's Kawage town. Which means that this is the Sea of Issei, connection to the Eternal World. How amazing. Indeed it is. Come, Circe. Henceforth begins our grand adventure in the search of the legendary mermaids of Issa Bay. How amazing. I just can't stop saying it. Without further ado, my name is Arna Barnum, an American-born fantasy author. Please call me Abby. Who are you introducing yourself to, weirdo? Oh, well, I simply thought at the beginning, a new beginning is called for a little dramatic flair, you know? Sure. I mean, yeah, it's technically a new beginning, like everybody just died, so... With that out of the way, perhaps my darling guide can provide me some insight with the goings-ons of this locale? Sure, I've got you covered. Oh, surroundings. While this area is now called Nakabepo, long ago it was a region of Issei province known as Betsuho. The record indicates 3 mermaids were caught in the fisherman's net along this coast back in the Heian period. Now that's what I'm talking about. Let's hear more about those mermaids. They had human heads with the mouths of monkeys and the teeth and bodies of fish. They spoke and even shed tears like humans. Could this be the fish mermaids you mentioned before, Abby? Indubitably. This must be the place. I'm getting goosebumps. Right? I'm feeling the same way. This is so exciting. Betsuo. Name for area now known as Nakabepo Kawage town in the Age district, so named during the events of the story, but it has since been merged with Sioux City of the Mie Prefecture. Said to be the territory of Taira no Kiyomori's father, Taira no Tadamori, the area has a deep connection to Isaheike. It is said to be the location where 3 mermaids were caught with a fisherman's net and presented to Taira no Tadamori during the Heian period. More on the surroundings. The endless expanse of the Issei Sea, the eternal world may lie just beyond this horizon. After all, Issei province is the land with a repaired of waves from the eternal world. The eternal world is purported to be a perpetual paradise in a separate plane from the world we live in, yes? Could it be that mermaids hail from such a place? Wait, up there you go, I can look around. So, Circe... Can't look any further to the side. I'll look at her first. This young lady is a distant relative of mine, 3rd daughter of the Lunar Light family. The Lunar Knights have been in the business of demonic exorcism in England for several generations now. As such, young Circe has received education on this rare subject from a young age and is now an apprentice exorcist. In order to continue her training, or more likely, simply as because of her interest in the area, Circe has come to Japan to study abroad. Upon hearing such news, I sought to employ her as my guide for this mermaid hunting expedition to Issa Bay. She's apparently quite fond of Japanese myths and folk tales and has already explored a number of areas concerned with the occult. She's already... the place Japan. The folklore Japan. Interested in visiting Mie Prefecture at least once during her stay, she immediately agreed to my request. Okay. It's more in-depth now. Young exorcist from England. An exchange in Japan, bold and willful in nature, harbors an ardent interest in Japanese folklore and occult stories. Quick to involve herself in anything that interests her, not stopping until her curiosity has been completely sated. She can be fairly blunt. She shows naivety appropriate to her age when around those she's comfortable with, and is not above the occasional prank. Is the 3rd daughter of Shara Lunar Light, the current head of the matrilineal Lunar Light family. A long line of exorcists based in England. Along with her 2 older sisters, she has received a specialized education in exorcism ever since she was a child, and is currently training as an apprentice. The beings known as demons in the West ultimately share the same root as the harmful supernatural phenomena in the East. The spirits of the dead, strong thoughts, and curses. What she does as an exorcist is fundamentally the same as what Japanese psychics do, with only different methods and terminology. Okay. Primary spiritual abilities. Guardian spirits. The ability to call upon numerous guardian spirits of the Lunar Life family and invoke their powers to exorcise spirits and negate certain psychic abilities. Shikigami. Ability to turn a piece of paper with an individual's name written onto it into a butterfly, which will return to the individual in question. She does not have to be the one who wrote the name. It must be Circe who casts the spell on the paper. Dowsing. Using a pendulum to search for a target based on what the user can sense of their spiritual power. The effective distance of the spell depends on the strength of the target's spiritual power. Although she's supposed to be in the care of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, confidential Japanese institute, she has been spending more time traveling around the country sightseeing than working through her training curriculum. The supervisor in charge has given up on trying to manage her, resolving to keep an eye on her but otherwise not interfere. She has a high level of freedom. She's an ardent fan of Mio Kurosuzu, a girl with potent spirit sense and a senior in the industry in Japan. She harbors both strong admiration and strong feelings of rivalry towards her equal in measure. It is not uncommon for her to become a babbling mess when the topic of the other girl comes up. She treasures the photograph she has taken with Mio upon meeting her in Tokyo and keeps it on her at all times. Aww. Alright. Oh wait, I can still look at her again. Can be considered a guardian of sorts. I often find myself caught up in her pace, completely thrown off guard. If anyone ought to be shaking things up here and there, it should be me. Okay. Is there anything here? There might be a mockingbird in the sky. In the sky. Now I can't move my camera any further to the side. So, guess that's that. Think. We've come all this way to a distant land seeking mermaids. Of course, I have my own reasons for trying to locate the mythical creatures, but for now I intend to scour the land in order to learn as much as I can about its lore and legends. But it occurs to me I never actually explained the particulars of my Isabei mermaid excursion to the girl. No matter, it's nothing of consequence really. I'll just introduce my reasons a bit at a time. Notable works include Fiend of the Ringgit and the Solar Crow, Hermod's Travels, Bon Appetit, the Phantom Gourmand series. Although a grown man, he has a certain naive boyishness to him, most evident in his passion for romantic tales and appetite for chasing his dreams. However, this also comes with an equivalent amount of immaturity, making him somewhat troublesome to deal with. He believes most circumstances he finds himself in will sort itself out, the optimistic creed that sees him casually throwing himself into difficult situations. He remains impressively unbothered in those occasions, but he does find himself in trouble, often managing to slip out of danger with nary a dent to his usual carefree attitude. That he's made it this far unscathed is largely due to sheer luck, although he remains blissfully unaware of this. He's currently in Japan seeking mermaid flesh, which is believed to grant immortality. His reason is simple: a fascination with the occult, a pursuit he feels is worthy of devoting his entire life to. Indeed, he is primarily driven by his pursuit of romantic ideals. If he finds something suitably inspiring, he will be willing to risk his life for it, and willing to exchange his views just as quickly for the same. His interest in the occult was born when he discovered his great-grandmother's vast collection of mysterious occult artifacts in the storage of his family home in America. Among them was a mermaid dummy which yielded a mysterious map when taken apart, a discovery which captivated his imagination and led to this current quest. His great-grandmother happened to be a relative of the main Lunar Light family in England, albeit the one who had chosen not to succeed the family estate. After discovering this through independent research into his lineage, Avi made contact with the Lunar Light family and continues to maintain a secret correspondence with them to this day. Alright, talk about this place. Kawake Town must be located right next to Mie Prefecture's modern capital, Tsu City, but there's something you have to keep in mind. This was also the birthplace of the Heike, a branch of the Heian period's preeminent Taira clan. That's why we're getting cursed by that sword thing of the Heike. If you're going to talk about Ise province, you absolutely have to mention the Heike. I do have a passing understanding of the topic. The Heike took part in the Genpei War, right? That's right. And in the war, during the Heian period, there were two great samurai families, the Minamoto and the Taira, locked horns and got really into it. Among the Heike, Taira no Kiyomori was a particularly famous figure who appears in many creative works concerning the event, including Samurai Warriors. And Warriors are watching. His father, Taira no Tadamori, was one responsible for securing the Heike's high social standing. So Tadamori no Kiyomori's father, right? With names like that, how could anyone hope to keep them straight? That's history for you. I'm afraid you're just gonna have to memorize them. Yep, you're right about that. Then memorize them I shall. Apparently, Tadamori was born in Tsu City, in a place called Ubushina. So that's why they call this place the birthplace of the Heike. Tsu City. Center of Ise Plain, capital of the Mie Prefecture, it's over there. Previously known as Anotsu, Tsu City has served as the port town since the Heian period and has continued to flourish as an important port city of Japan. Tsu City is also known as the birthplace of the Heike. The Ubushina area in its suburbs is said to be where Taira no Kiyomori's father, Taira no Tadamori, was born. More extra lore on this one then. Let's keep talking about this place. This is the metropolitan center of Mie, a locus of historical events. I guess that makes it the perfect place to start a new journey. Betsuha Mermaids. Can we get back to those mermaids you mentioned? What became of the 3 caught in the fishing nets? Yeah, I'm curious. That wasn't recorded on the file. At the time, the lord of this area was Taira no Tadamori. You didn't already forget him, did you? Nope. Well, the fishermen caught the mermaids, thought the mermaids were a fascinating find, so he placed 2 of them into boxes and presented them to Tadamori. Oh! Lord Tadamori must have been pleased by that. How could he not be? It was known that eating the flesh of a mermaid grants eternal life. Actually, Tadamori evidently said they were disturbing and gross and refused to accept them. Ah, what a waste! However, the fisherman cut up the remaining mermaid and ate it himself. So what happened to him? Well, the fisherman said it was pretty tasty. Well, not tasty, is it? And that's all I've got. That's it? That's all I could find in existing records. The act of eating a mermaid's flesh alone may not produce any assaults. I mean, he found 3. And he presented 2. Could it be that the missing one was the one that ended up in Osato's hands? But I don't know, we'll see. I suppose there might be other requisite conditions, wouldn't you say? Well, considering the sheer number of eyewitness reports concerning mermaids, it is odd there aren't more immortals walking around. There don't seem to be any records about what happened to the mermaids that Tadamori refused to accept. I suppose it's possible someone in the Heike clan snuck off with them. Now that's a hypothesis I can get behind. Heike. I've put together an assortment of files concerning the Heike, so feel free to give them a look if you're interested. You have my heartfelt gratitude. Thank you! Taira no Tadamori. He was the father of Kiyomori Taira. I'm used to calling him Kiyomori Taira because of Orochi warriors. An influential figure in the Heian period, was the man responsible for solidifying the social standing of Ise Taira clan, notable for being the first samurai permitted to enter Imperial Court. Entering the Imperial Court meant being granted access to the Tenjonoma, a chamber where those who directly served the Emperor performed their official duties. In the era where warrior class was still considered of low status, the samurai rising to the level of court official was unprecedented. The Ise Taira clan went on to extend its influence across various provinces with the vast wealth it gained through the trade with the Song dynasty of China solidifying its foundation. This significant influence was later inherited by his son, Kiyomori. Tadamori is said to be a man of strong will and perseverance, yet despite the power he amassed in his lifetime, he was also said to have been modest and disinclined to indulge in luxuries. Nukemaru, Tadamori's sword. Heirloom passed down through the Taira clan, originally named Kogarashi. It is said to have become known as Nukemaru when a giant snake emerged from the lake and made to swallow Tadamori whole as he lay resting. At that moment, Kogarashi, which Tadamori had left leaning nearby, slipped from its scabbard on its own accord and drove the snake away. The name Nukemaru comes from the bird nuku, which means to unsheath, and reflects the sword's extraordinary act of slipping from its own scabbard to save its own owner. Nukemaru was later inherited by Tadamori's son, Yorimori, but after the downfall of the Taira clan, it is said to have changed hands several times and its whereabouts are currently unknown. The Mermaids of Betsuho. One time, he captures 3 mermaids with the heads of humans and the lips of monkeys, teeth and bodies of fish, in local fishermen's nets, dubbing these as ningyo, the original Japanese word for mermaids. The fishermen put 2 of them in a box, had them washed up with them presented to Tadamori. However, Tadamori was unnerved by their appearance and refused to accept them. It is said the remaining mermaid was cut up and eaten by the fishermen who found them delicious. Oh, that makes more sense than my... Okay, I get it now. No, there's one thing I should warn you about, though. Oh? This group sometimes gets referred to as Ise Taira as well, which might make things a little confusing. I'll go ahead and label it all as Heike. Does it really matter? Aren't they all basically the same thing? Not exactly. You see, the term Ise Taira refers to Taira clan as a whole because it originated in Ise. On the other hand, people generally refer to the family within the clan that included Tadamori and Kiyomori simply as the Heike. Their family features prominently in the stories we're interested in, so I'll use Heike most of the time. Plus, it has a nice ring to it. Either way works for me, so do as you like. The tale of the Heike also used Heike. You're pretty awfully particular about this, but I rather like that kind of fastidiousness. Wait. Out of curiosity, how many files do we got now? Well, we have a fair bit of the files. I think we're already, like, a little over half. Anyway, after a number of events, the Heike would go on to lose the Battle of Dan-no-ura and be completely eradicated. I believe I know this one. Dan-no-ura is found in Kyushu, is it not? Bingo! The clan was chased out. You know what? Wait. Slightly unrelated, but I will make the chat smaller. Small chat. There. I made it smaller for now so that you could see more. The clan was chased out of Kyoto and pushed further and further west until they were eventually wiped out there. Pains me to think that such resplendently glorious clan meeting such an ignominious end. More's the pity. That's why the Heike's resentment is particularly strong, and many remnants of it remain even today. Shrines and monuments have even been erected throughout the land in an attempt to quell that resentment. And now we reach your particular field of expertise. Because the clan fell from such an exalted position so abruptly, that resentment is exceptionally persistent and quite pervasive. That said, famous places related to people like Taira no Kiyomori are well attended by worshippers, so they're relatively stable. It's the puffed up and pretentious Heike clan and members that no one remembers who caused most of the trouble. I seem to recall a number of individuals going so far as to claim that those outside the Heike clan are not even considered human. But if that's the case, are we really safe here? Don't you think we'll find ourselves assailed by those lingering grudges? Yeah, exactly. Much of the Ise province is protected by shrines, and the area is suffused with spiritual energy, so we're probably safer here than most places. But that's just the land itself. Objects and people, or people that have the resentment seeped into, are a different story altogether. That's somewhat troubling to hear. Well, either way you look at it, this region is still home to many places and things associated with the Heike. Excellent. I believe I've gotten a grasp of the situation at hand. It's time we made our way to the next locale. We're on the clock after all. Let's get to it. Would the next locale be taking the fair? Oh, there's a move button. Would such mermaids be so easily trapped by simple fishing nets? I thought them more cunning than that, but perhaps fish mermaids are in fact nothing more than simple sea creatures? Anno Town. Here we go. Hi, Kapan! Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. I hope you had a great time at your stream. You were playing Heroes of the Storm? Oh, and Vel! Oh yeah, you were playing Heroes of the Storm together! Thank you so much for the raid, Kapan and Vel. Welcome in. How was it? She enjoyed one hero? What hero did you enjoy, Vel? I hope you guys had a great time trying it out. Because I remember Chen. Oh, I'm not really sure how Chen plays, but I'm glad you found a hero that, like, clicks with you. Welcome in. A big appreciate the raids. Thank you, both of you. Right now, we are in the middle of Paranormasight 2. And I don't really know where to describe where we are in the story as progress, but currently the scene that we're on is kind of pre-story for these two specific characters, so probably not too crazy on spoilers right now, but yeah, just a spoiler warning by mandatory, yeah. Kept laughing because Chen keeps drinking to live or fight. Oh, that reminds me of Dead Island. The drink to get HP regain. And thank you so much for the raids. I'm glad you guys had fun. That means another Heroes of the Storm sooner or later, right? Seem we've now arrived, and where are we now, Cersei? This is an area in Anno Town known as Kusawa. Kusawa is quite famous because of Yaobikuni legend. I'd be surprised if there's anyone who hasn't heard of it. Sorry to say I've never heard of it. Damn, Abby. Wait, really? Come on now, don't act so shocked. You can't expect me to know every little thing, and besides, I'm not even from this country. The very reason I asked you to be my guide was so you could teach me about things like this. I guess that's true. Okay, I understand. I'll be counting on your explanations. Anno Town. Oh, that's a really nice background for it. It is located in the Agate district, so named during the events of this story. It has since been merged with Sioux City of the Mie Prefecture. Located at the foot of Kyogamine, a mountain with a single 819-meter peak, the land surrounding it is rich in natural splendor, with multiple hot springs welling forth from earth around it. From the Edo period until the Meiji period, it was known as a primary place of production of tsumoji, a delicate fabric woven in such a way as to be semi-transparent. Oh. I wonder if there's a mockingbird sticker here? Ah. There we go. That's our 10th mockingbird already, actually. I'm wondering, because we're already halfway through with our mockingbirds, and we're already halfway through with our, like, files. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Dude, we're only missing 16 out of 53. We are more than halfway through our guides. I'm wondering if that means we're having, like, significant progress thus far? 5, 6, what? Unfortunately, that's just how you count. Hi, Jem. Thank you for joining the Kapen Raid. Welcome in. I hope you have a great time. Ah, the fabled beauty of the serene Japanese countryside. It really is charming. Ah yes, the incessant chirruping of the locusts combined with the unrelenting heat. This is Japanese summer, alright? It's fascinating to think that such a peaceful place could be home to such profound historical events. I'm practically jittering with excitement. I can see that. Let's try to keep a cool head, shall we? Shrine. Oh, I can look at the shrine. It's separate from the regular surroundings. What's down there? Some sort of shrine? The shrine's apparently dedicated to Sugawara no Michizane. We should go pay our respects before we leave. Okay. Surroundings. It's all just surroundings. Cersei herself I've looked at already. If Yaobikuni really did exist, I wonder what sort of life she led. I can't imagine what it would be like to live for hundreds of years. Yaobikuni. The legend of Yaobikuni originated here in Kusawa Ano town. Long, long ago, a 17-year-old girl named Osato lived in this village. Wait, she's even 17! Dude, it's Sato. She unknowingly ingested the meat of a mermaid and that was served during a village gathering and became immortal. She didn't do it on purpose. After subsequently being persecuted by other villagers, she became a nun and made a pilgrimage around the entire country. At the end of the story, she eventually returned to this village and lived out the rest of her very long life. Tales told in other parts of the country play out in almost exactly the same fashion. Yeah, I guess that's true. Alright, now we're only missing 15 files. Tale of Yaobikuni, a bhikkhuni, fully ordained Buddhist nun, who acquired preternatural longevity after eating the flesh of a mermaid, can be found in almost every region of Japan. Although the exact details vary greatly between the regions, they share the same fundamental element: a girl who ate the mermaid flesh and lived for 800 years. The legend of Yaobikuni is passed down in the Mie Prefecture as follows. Once upon a time, a beautiful girl by the name of Osato lived in Kusawa village. One day, when Osato was 17, the flesh of a mermaid was served during a village gathering. The other villagers, disturbed at the thought of eating such a strange creature, refused to eat it. But Osato unknowingly ate it. From that moment on, she didn't age a single day. Shunned by other villagers and treated as a monster, she was forced to leave the village. Becoming a nun, she traveled the length and breadth of Japan for hundreds of years before eventually returning to Kusawa village, where her long life at last came to an end. Or did it? Well, it's good we're getting a lot of the context out already through the files, so like later on we'll be fully focused on the plot. The legend of Yaobikuni, the girl who ate the flesh of a mermaid, lived for 800 years, has been passed down all over Japan. Not only here in Mie Prefecture's Ano town, but in Fukui, Aichi, and Gifu prefectures as well. In total, the story has been found in 121 locations in 28 prefectures throughout the country. Or, at least, that's what certain research has indicated. Doesn't that seem like a lot? Were there really that many different Yaobikunis out there? Obviously, not all the legends can be true. But I actually have a theory on the subject. Would you like to hear it? By all means. Most of the legends refer to a woman who stopped aging and lived for 800 years after consuming the meat of a mermaid. At that point, others would find it strange that she wasn't getting any older, so she wasn't able to live in normal society anymore. Yao bikinis. Yao bikuni! I suppose that would be natural. And would explain why she withdrew from the world and became a nun. Exactly. And how she got the name Yao Bikuni, the 800-year-old Bikuni nun. With 800 years on her hands, she could have easily made a pilgrimage around the entire country. How interesting. Buddhist priests are known for trekking throughout the land as a form of ascetic training. And if we consider the 121 locations where the legend was found, with 800 years to spare, she could have spent 6 years in each location. 6 years would certainly be enough time for her to make a name for herself in each and every location, right? Oh, my dear, I believe I see what you're getting at. Your theory posits that the stories of Yao Bikuni that have been passed down through every corner of the country refer to the exact same individual. Well, it might be a bit much to say all of them are the same. There may be a few different people. But it's more convincing that the theory that there were 121 people. I also think Yao Bikuni of Wakasa province is most likely the origin of the legend. I wonder, don't all of the different instances of the story throughout Japan also claim that particular location as her final place of rest? That may be true, but I assume that each of these different places wanted to have a grave or some other tangible marker to base the legend on. But so many people are purported to have lived for 800 years all die around the same time? That's pretty unlikely. Then you believe some of the tales were embellished somewhat? That sort of thing happens all the time. Legends are always mixed with truth and fantasy. Moreover, it wouldn't make much sense that every single immortal would decide to become a nun. There were probably different places that simply believed Yao Bikuni was a term for an immortal. Rather than a nun, for all we know, she said, I'ma be a nun of that. I'ma be nun of that! I can't believe he pulled the dad puns and became an Ama diver. But that's actually pretty insightful. Many of the legends are based on simple semantic misunderstanding. No, he was making a joke! No, wait just a minute. I won't just stand here and let my dumb joke actually become a salient point of discussion. Let's drop it then. But still, if someone were to live for 800 years, a person that became immortal after the Kamakura period could still be alive today. True, and I'd love to sit down with them for a long chat. You could! Sato on Kamishima Island! Can Kusawa's legend of Yao Bikuni be true? There must be falsehoods and fictions mixed into the tale, surely. Who knows? Ise province isn't far from Wakasa province after all. She may have simply walked from here to there. The fact that the stories from each different area are so similar makes me wonder if they didn't get mixed together somehow. You think the legend may be an amalgamation of stories from the various locations. Exactly, but then again, the immortal in the story from this location has her own name, which gives the legend a certain verisimilitude. I've never heard that word. Indeed it does. I guess we can assume that a girl with that name really did live here long ago. Then something must have happened to make people believe she had become immortal. It's reasonable to assume her story got mixed up with the various legends of Yao Bikuni from around the country before being passed down. Of course, the exact timing of these events are still unclear, but that does present an interesting possibility. She could very well be living in this village. Wouldn't that be a compelling development? Leave it to an occult writer to think of something like that. That's right! You're seeing the prodigious imaginative power of a fantasy author in action. Yes, it's really something. But the fact of the matter is, almost no traces of Yao Bikuni remain in this village. Even her grave, as referred to Lady Yao's tomb, has never been located. But then, did we come all the way here for nothing? Another topic. Well, it might not have a direct connection, but there's something that we should always consider when discussing Ise. The Tales of Ise. Have you heard it? It's the oldest extant collection of Japanese verse compiled sometime during the Heian period. I'm not familiar with it. But I have heard the tale of Genji and the tale of Heike. Is it anything like those? Well, those were also stories written in the Heian period, but that's where the similarities end. Nice try though. Oh, thank you for the lurk, pen and the hydrate. They sounded similar enough anyway. Don't worry, I'm not an expert on the subject either. Basically, this collection of verse elaborates on a number of waka poems giving accounts of the events surrounding each one. Kapanray, thank you for joining the raid! Miss Ivory Cat, welcome in. The entire collection of 125 passages is referred to as the Tales of Ise. That's easy enough to remember, no? The Tales of Ise is a collection of short stories. Check! One more thing. The title might be Tales of Ise, but the content isn't actually focused on the actual area. What's this now? Are they intentionally attempting to confuse and bewilder us? Some believe the title comes from the fact that the passage 69 is set in the Ise province. Nice. Obligatory nice. At any rate, I just thought I should bring it up because it does have at least a slight bearing on the topic at hand. If you're keen to learn more, I'll add more detailed information to the files. Why, thank you. That's 14 files to go. I'll be sure to read them through later. Now! A collection or verse of Uta Monogatari, thought to be the oldest surviving work in Japan. Particularly well known for the opening sentence of many of its prose passages, long ago there was a man. Believed to have been compiled in the Heian period, he has greatly influenced the literature of the era, including famous works such as The Tale of Genji. The central figure of the narrative is speculated to be a fictionalized version of Ariwara no Narihara, the poet of the Heian period, with the prose passages serving as a biography for the character. Both the author and its exact date of publication are unknown. It's a really nice picture to have here, though. The narrative spans 125 episodes, which vary in length from a few lines to several pages. It covers the life of a man from his coming of age to his death, and focuses primarily on the protagonist and the people around him, particularly his romantic dalliances with women. Some of its most famous episodes are summarized below. Oh, it's only the famous ones. Okay, good. Episode 1, Uikuburi. Having come of age, a man sets out on a ceremonial falconry excursion, and he catches sight of two beautiful sisters. Infatuated, he cuts off a sleeve of his robe, inscribes a waka poem on it, and sends it to them. Akutagawa, Episode 6. A man finally succeeded in stealing away a beautiful noblewoman, flees with her to a warehouse where they could take shelter from a rain. However, the man discovers that by morning she has disappeared, devoured by a demon that inhabited the warehouse. Damn. Azumakudari, Episode 9. Feeling despondent about his future, a man embarks on a journey to the east with a group of friends. In the Mikawa province, he catches sight of some beautiful flowers and reflects on how far the journey has brought him and recites a poem. In the Suruga province, he sees snow on the peak of Mount Fuji, contemplates the passage of time, recites a poem. In Musashi province, he spots an unfamiliar bird on the shores of Sumida River, recalls his wife and hometown, and recites a poem. His friends all weep upon hearing the latter, moved by his feelings for his faraway home. Episode 23, Tsutsui Zutsu. Close friends from childhood, a man and a woman exchange poems and are wed. But when the man prepares to travel to a faraway Kawachi province to visit his other lover— What? His other lover? The woman displays no hint of displeasure and sees him off on his journey. Suspicious of her actions, the man hides in the garden and watches as his wife makes herself up beautifully as she can. But when she sits and recites poems out of concern for her traveling husband, he feels a profound shame and decides not to go to Kawachi. As you should. Episode 69, Kari no Tsukai. Having been sent to the Ise province to hunt game, a man is received with great hospitality by the imperial princess, serving as a priestess at Ise Shrine. Attracted to each other, the two attempt to meet in secret, but can find no opportunity to speak intimately. Although they promise one another to meet the following day, it is not meant to be. The two exchange poems of farewell before the man continues to set out his journey. Nice episode. What the hell was that? It's like, yeah, we are now married. All right, let me now go visit my mistress. What? and then stays back. What was that? A test? You just watched her and then realized she was loyal and went like, oh, that's tough. I feel guilty now. Like, what? Episode 95, Hikoboshi. Having fallen in love with a woman who serves the imperial court, a man finally manages to meet her after patiently waiting for the right moment. However, the two are still separated by a screen. The man recites a poem for her, proclaiming that his love for her is greater than even Hikoboshi's love for Orihime. and he compares the screen separating them to the Milky Way that separated the two legendary lovers. Moved by his words, the woman finally removes the screen, allowing them to meet face to face. Okay. Tales of Ise. There's one other thing we can learn from the Tales of Ise, yes? According to the Tale of, adding Tale of to a book title really classes things up. You should keep it in mind. Apparently, it was all the rage during the Heian period. Oh, I couldn't agree more. My next work is certainly going to be a Tale of. Surprising amount of NTR. This is so sad. Well then, I suppose that brings this particular subject to a close. On to the next. No rest for the wicked, I say. Time to tackle the next mermaid myth. Sure. There's nothing else here, right? Yeah, okay. Think. Oh, it's the Yaobikuni again. It's the same thing. Sure. Next place, Futami Gaura. Oh, I think we're almost done with this episode then. We're here again. Last time I was here. And here we find our next subject of inquiry. What might this place be, my dear? This is Futami Gaura, just the coastline that lies beside Futami town, just over from Ise City. Ah, then we've finally penetrated the outskirts of Ise City proper. Things are certainly beginning to heat up. I inferred that Ise City was the prefectural capital from the fact that Mie Prefecture was once known as Ise Province. Not bad, eh? Well, I understand how you would arrive at that conclusion. But the truth is, Mie Prefecture is composed of 4 separate provinces. Ise, Shima, Iga, and Ki. Ah, is that so? But that doesn't change the fact that Ise City is regarded as the spiritual capital of Japan, making it a very important location. Very interesting, but the sun's already begun its steady descent, so perhaps we should pick up the pace a bit. Think. Of course, I have my own reasons for trying to locate the mythical creatures, but for now I intend to scour this land in order to learn as much as I can for its lore and legends. Futami Gaura Sea is famously said to purify the body, so many visitors come to Ise Shrine come here as well. The scenic beauty of the location has ever been featured in poems of antiquity. It certainly is easy on the eyes. The strands of pine trees along the shore make for quite a striking image. To make it even better, the embankment we're standing on offers a 360-degree view of Ise Bay. Makes you want to get out there, onto the very edge to take it in. It really does. Being surrounded by the bay like this is such an enchanting feeling. What a breathtaking view. Okay, surroundings done. I'm assuming there's probably not a mockingbird here. This is where I was standing before, yeah. As far as the girl is concerned, I suppose I could be considered a guardian of sorts. Oh wait, this is the same thing as when we looked at her earlier. Yeah, it's the same. But it's not a check for some reason. Okay, talk. About Futami Gaura mermaids. So, does this place have any legends featuring mermaids? It does. A record called Kagenki was written by the people at Horyuji Temple after the Kamakura period. In that record, there are a total of 6 instances of information concerning mermaids. 6, eh? That's certainly promising. One of those entries describes a sighting here in Futami, Ise Province on April 3rd during the 2nd year of Enbun era, which would be 1357. So they even noted the exact date! How fortuitous. The passage itself is as follows. From the sea of Futami in the Ise Province came in Meiju, delivering perpetuity. So, what exactly does that mean? My guess is that a mermaid was spotted in the sea by Futami. It was named Meiju, meaning health and long life, because it granted longevity. Ha! It granted longevity, did it? We're finally getting to the good stuff. Yes, it's another account relating mermaids to Yaobikuni. It seems the idea of mermaids granting immortality had already been established at that time. Indeed, and now we even have a name! So, what sort of mermaid was this, and what became of it? No clue. Again with the big records, these people write down the appearance of some fantastical creature, then just let it wander off. I haven't personally gone over every bit of research on the matter, but I can speculate on an answer. The records of mermaids in other places also refer to them by name. In fact, it may not have been all that uncommon for the people in the area to encounter them when these records were written. Let me see if I follow your meaning. The same mermaid would appear repeatedly, leading people into an area to grow accustomed to it. Am I on the right track? Exactly. I mean, you wouldn't bother giving a name to something you only saw once, after all. These people even have come to have a kind of rapport with the mermaids. At the very least, it doesn't appear as though they were trying to capture any. Mermaids that people didn't want to capture. Then they weren't seeking its flesh. Perhaps there was a way of obtaining immortality even without the meat? Maybe the mermaid was just really tasty and nothing more. If that were the case, it would make perfect sense that they would view the mermaid as a divine creature. So they treated it as an auspicious being that blessed others with long life. You may be onto something here. This makes me think of the theory you mentioned about how there might be two different kinds of mermaids. Oh, you remembered! I stand by my theory. There's the fish mermaid, which looks more like an aquatic monster or beastie, and the human mermaid, which resembles a demi-human or a nymph. Indeed, that's the simplest way to describe it anyhow. Assuming the mermaid in question had a name, formed relationships with humans, and granted longevity, it stands to reason it was of the human mermaid variety. You have a point. And the mermaids we've encountered thus far have all been caught in nets, appear to be more like fish mermaids. It seems more than likely that the mermaids who grant longevity are actually these human mermaids. I see. Interesting. That in turn would suggest... My word! Could this mean one could become an immortal without eating their flesh? I'm not sure. There's countless of tales that reference the need to consume their flesh. But I can't help but feel that there's more to it. If human mermaids are capable of communicating with us, I'd really like to speak with one. Agreed. Agreed. Me too. I agree. Interesting sighting. Now, speaking of which, this is entirely unrelated, but I've been wondering something. Do you mind? What? But our conversation was just getting good. Protest all you like, but I shall ask anyway. On our way here, I noticed a certain something adorning entrances to everyone's houses. What was that? Yeah, what is that? It looks kind of ceremonial. Ah, right. Those are Somin Shorai talismans. Somin Shorai? Yes, although most of Japan, they're usually only hung up around on New Year, but here in the Ise Tobashima region, they're traditionally left up all year long. Interesting. I can add more detailed information to the files for you later. Yes, thank you. Somin Shorai. Type of talisman inscribed with the character Somin Shorai Shishon. Whatever. I'm getting tongue-tied with how much we've read out loud today. Meaning descendant of the Somin Shorai. Okay. These talismans come in a variety of forms, ranging from smaller objects such as paper slips, wooden tags, or hexagonal wooden charms, to larger objects such as hoops made of entwined miscanthus reeds or shimenawa, or sacred ropes used for ritual purification. Shichun! Let's make it easier for us. Shichun. These talismans are generally placed by doorways of households as a prayer for sound health to ward off illness. Many households in Iseshima place Somin Shorai talismans at the entrances of their homes, usually in form of prayer slips or shimenawa. Although families in Japan usually only put this up during the New Year, in Iseshima they're kept year-round, replaced once a year on New Year's Eve. The word Somin Shorai originate from the name of the central figure in the legend of the same name. Although many versions of this tale exist throughout Japan, this is the tale that is told in Iseshima. On New Year's Eve, the deity Gozu Tenno set out to court the princess of Ryugu. No, it's Ryugu again. However, when night fell, he found out that none of the nearby inns had a spare room to offer him, so he turned to his two brothers who lived by the sea for hospitality. The wealthy younger brother, Kotan Shorai, turned him away, despite having the means to accommodate him. The elder brother, Somin Shorai, welcomed Gozu Tenno into his home, even though he lived in poverty. Pleased by the simple yet heartfelt reception he received, Gozu Tenno rewarded this hospitality by sparing only Somin Shorai from a plague that ravaged the area the next year. Ever since, it is said that hanging a wreath of miscanthus reeds in a charm, declaring oneself to be a descendant of Somin Shorai from one's waist will offer protection from plagues and illnesses. This tradition has survived to the present day, where such charms are now used as talismans for good health and well-being. Well, we really need to stop after this node. My voice is so tired. My voice is so tired reading everything out loud, including the files. Like, not just the dialogue, but the files too. Some of the files are really long. My jaw hurts. My jaw. Okay. Hi, Nautilus. Thank you for the redeems. I got them all now. Ah. What is it? Wait, why are you staring into space like that? What is it? You're making me antsy. What? Is she looking at something? Come on now, Cersei. You realize something about those Somin Shorei, didn't you? You must share. Oh, nothing like that. It just made me think about how close this area is to the Eternal World. Is it? What does it mean? You already know this from the files, but regarding Somin Shore, I love how she acknowledges that I already read the files. Its origin goes back to a legend about the deity Gozuteno who was courting the princess of Ryugu. Ryugu, you say? That's right, Ryugu is close to this place. In other words, it places it very close to the Eternal World. And furthermore, Gozuteno was the guardian deity of the Gion Shoja temple. The very same Gion Shoja who gets mentioned in the good old friend, The Tale of the Heike. So it is! What was it again? From the bells of the Gion Shoja echoes out the impermanence of all things, right? It sounds so cool that I even memorized it. Haven't got a clue what it means though. Yes, that's the one. As for the meaning, you can look it up yourself. Fine, fine. So what you're saying is, Izushima is the lands with deep ties to both Ryugu and the Heike. And is exactly why Somin Shorei tradition is so well established here. Ah, that reminds me. Another one? There's something about Ryugu's princess that keeps bothering me as well. She certainly is mysterious, huh? That reminds me about Futamigaura. Oh, it became nighttime. Dear me, how time flies when listening to your own lectures, Cersei. The sun's already gone down. I suppose I got carried away. Sorry. Well, if that results in such a lovely view of the sea at night, I will not complain. You're right, just look at all those stars. Ah. How nice. Oh, but we really let time get away from us. Look at how dark it's gotten. Without light from the stars above, we'd be lost in pitch darkness. Dear me, I dragged her around all day long, didn't I? Perhaps I should say I had her drag me around all day long. As her guardian for the time being, I suppose I ought to have had us retire earlier. Although she seems to have limited reserves of energy. Stars sparkle in the sky as far as the eye can see. Not bad. Not bad at all. What's up? Wait. I think there's something I have to notice. Oh, starry sky. I haven't looked at it yet. But look! The heavens are entirely enveloped in a shower of dazzling pinpricks of light. What a sight to behold. Would you happen to be versed in constellations, Cersei? Well, I've dabbled a bit in astrology, so I guess I know a thing or two. Excellent! Do tell! Constellations. Well, if we consider the constellations you can see in Japan during the summer, the first one that comes to mind is the Summer Triangle. It's an easy one to find. Triangle, huh? I presume it's made up of 3 stars? Correct. Vega in the constellation Lyra, Deneb in the constellation Cygnus, and Altair in the constellation Aquila. The trio of bright stars can be observed close to the Milky Way in this season. What? I want to see! How do we go about identifying them? Well, first... Low in the southwestern position of the sky, look for a star that glows red, Antares of the Scorpios constellation. In the southwest, you say, from here, that would be facing inland, looking to the right. Okay, trying to find a red star and low in the sky and point to it. Oh, the Summer Triangle. Wow, it made it. Possibly the most famous of summer constellations is the Summer Triangle, formed by connecting Vega, Deneb, and Altair. Vega and Altair are also said to represent Orihime and Hikoboshi, the 2 central figures in the Tanabata legend. The romantic imagery of the star-crossed lovers separated by the Milky Way has captivated people's imagination since time immemorial. It's visible in the sky almost directly overhead around August. Start by facing southwest, look low in the sky to find Antares, a bright red heart of a constellation Scorpius. From there, look straight up and you should spot Vega near the zenith. Okay. Got it. Facing the island, inland to the right, this one. I believe I found it! That star just there with the reddish thing. That must be Antares, right? Correct! That's indeed Antares, the brightest star in the Scorpio constellation. Ha! I found it all by myself! Why, I'd make quite the celestial cartographer if I say so myself. Hate to rain on your parade, but if you were supposed to be looking for a star in the summer triangle, please try again. Egats, that's right! Try looking straight up from Antares. You'll find Vega at the sky's zenith. Give it a shot. This? That must be it. Bingo, that's Vega, one of the 3 stars in the summer triangle. In Japan, Vega is also called the Orihime star and is famous for the connection to the Tanabata Star Festival. That must mean Hikoboshi will be the one on the opposite side of the Milky Way from that one. Can you figure out which one it is? One of the other stars in the summer triangle is in the same area, so see if you can find it. Well, it's this and this, right? Eureka, I've spotted it! Oh, that's Altair, one of the 3 stars in the summer triangle. Part of the Aquila constellation, Altair is also known in Japan as Hikoboshi for its role in Tanabata Star Festival. Oh, I managed to spot both Orihime and Hikoboshi. It's as if I've drawn 2 star-crossed lovers together with my own hand. How overjoyed they must be. Yeah, nice work. Didn't expect you to be such a romantic. There's still another star to be found. I suppose it might be hard to see because of the angle. Right you are. It certainly is a bit tricky to see something directly above you. Yep, it's this one. If my eye is discerning as I believe it to be, that's the one. Oh, nice find. That's Deneb, one of the 3 stars of the summer triangle. Deneb lies within the Milky Way, which earns it the name Milky Way star. It does appear to be swimming nicely along that starry stream. There, I've located all 3 stars of the summer triangle. How do you like that? Good work. You've mastered the summer skies. Shall I start addressing you as Professor? That's me. Feel free to rely on my knowledge. Alright then. Tell me what's another name for Hikoboshi. Altair. That's right. Well done, Professor. I mean, nothing to it. Regardless, we've seen all there is to see here in Futamigawara. I'd even go so far as to call this a wrap. I think that covers all the mermaid legends for the Mie Prefecture, but is there anywhere else you've been queen to visit, Circe? What? We haven't even visited Issei Shrine yet. If you ask me, we barely scratched the surface. You've got a point there, but it's getting late, so let's save that for tomorrow, shall we? Alright. Yeah, the weaker eyebrows. We found them. The constellations the next day. Yo, bro, we're still going. I might have to just call it, bro. I might have to just call it, bro. It just keeps going. It's a nice view, though. Wow, talk about a gorgeous view. It's something, isn't it? This is Mount Asama's observation platform that overlooks Toba City on one side and Ise City on the other. So that's Toba City over there, huh? What's Toba got going for it? Well, the first thing that comes to mind when thinking about Toba is Toba Castle, built in the Sengoku period by none other than the pirate daimyo Lord Kuki, who once at the time led the Kuki naval fleet. Oh, that's more exciting than I anticipated. As for the Tobashima area, it's famous for having the highest population of ama divers in Japan. I knew it'd be something touristy. What a fantastic blend of culture and history. Mount Asama. It straddles the border between Ise City and Toba City, known by its official name Asamagatake, part of the Iseshima National Park. It is selected as 100 landscapes of Japan, listing as famous scenic sites gathered from across the country. Kongoshoji, a temple located in the southern peak of Mount Asama, was built to protect Ise Shrine from the northeast, traditionally regarded as spiritually vulnerable direction. Perhaps as a result, many worshippers who visit Ise Shrine also make the journey to Kongoshoji. The observatory at the peak of the mountain also offers a sweeping view of Toba City and many islands that dot Ise Bay. Oh boy. I think we're calling it here, guys. That's not a Mockingbird sticker. Okay. I think we're getting close to the end of this node, but I can't keep going today. Unfortunately. Look, you can see in my save file it says it's 12:09 a.m. It's basically 12:10 a.m. if I save again. Yeah. it's too late already. But it's been very interesting thus far. I think we're really getting somewhere, honestly. Cookie Naval Fleet. It's already tomorrow. Yeah, and it's not a holiday tomorrow anymore. It's an actual work day, so it's getting way too late. So I'm really sorry to cut it there. But we'll continue it next week. I'm really enjoying it so far. I think we're making good progress, seeing as we're almost done with the files, surprisingly. And we're also already almost done with, like, I don't know about profiles, but we're almost done with files and just getting every, like, background information that we could get for it. Like, all the legends, all everything. Because some things that Cersei was mentioning as we were going through it, I was already thinking, yeah, we already read about this or we already talked about this, but it was giving, like, this super extra context, so yeah. I think we're getting there to completely kicking off everything. I wonder if it means anything that we're almost done with our files at this point in time, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't want to search anything because, like, I don't want to get spoiled. I really feel for Yuza though, so I hope that might be something we can do something about, but I'm not sure. It's just gonna have to be... It's just gonna have to be something that we watch and see, wait and see what happens in that. A stream we watched spent like money or time. When the spent and then the ... 4 to 5 6-hour streams to finish. Oh, is it Jaruna? The game? Yeah, I know the game is a bit longer than the first game, and I already played the first game with like 4 hours each, so I am anticipating that this is gonna be quite a long experience. Unfortunately, we don't have the power to do the 4-hour streams regularly again. Yes, yeah. Well, we'll just keep going, see how long it takes us to get to the end, but I'm not in a rush. I'm gonna be honest, I'm playing Paranormasight 2 because I really wanted to. Because I really wanted to, so yeah. Alright, thank you for joining today. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to be playing, getting Mental Block. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, because it got brought up. I was gonna put Monster Hunter Stories 1, but then I remembered you guys brought up like Modern Warfare 3 last week, and I was like, wait, I might as well do it before I forget, like, because it's a trilogy and it's already the end of the trilogy. My goat. Yeah, I was also thinking that since we already did the first and second game late last year, I should just do it already so that I don't forget like where we left off on the story. Trying to rope people into visiting Ise because there's a Paranormasight event there. Oh, that's so cool! Unfortunately, I do not have it in me to visit Ise right now. Also, until I finish the game and solve the mysteries, my mental, if I went to Ise literally right now, would be like, oh god, the curse. Yeah. On Warfare 3, yeah, we're gonna see it starting tomorrow. I think that one's gonna be faster to finish than Paranormasight. At least it's gonna probably be. If anything, if like the past 2 games were anything to base it on, it's probably gonna be like 3 times playing the game. We'll see. Alright, thank you again very much. We will be back tomorrow, and tomorrow is Friday. Yay! It will, yeah? Alright, got you. Paranormasight will be long still, but I'm having fun, so that's what matters. COD isn't known for long campaigns. That's okay. It works for me because I have a limited time. Okay, thank you very much again. Have a nice day or night, everybody. Thank you for the stream, Cheat. Thank you for the raid, Kapen and Vel. Have a nice day, everybody. I will be raiding out to someone else, so stick around if you want to raid. Bye-bye. Thank you. Take care of yourself.